Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Clownage Podcast. Today we're joined with two of our regular co-hosts, Free Gaming the third, and of course, the Black Witchy the third as well. And today we're joined with a special guest, a reoccurring special guest, I should say, my guy, very good friend of the podcast, Ryzen. The pause is on time this time. Oh my days!
You notice like the last couple pods, right? I've been playing it like right at the beginning, so like when we actually have a guest, I can play it.
That's why. That's why bro got the webcam on, finally on point. Gotta respect it. Not
a webcam. It's an actual $700 camera.
He said step straight.
700.
He said step to me straight.
Oh, I respect it. To be honest, when the YouTube started doing that, I knew I had to check out the face cam game, bro. Back in like 2018, when they started buying DSLRs to actually have the webcam, I was like, it's over.
Wait, what? My bad. What do you say? I started like.
No, I'm saying when YouTubers start to buy like whole DSLRs to have as their webcams, like just on top of the computer, I knew it was over.
Oh, yeah. Facts. Some things expensive, bro. I tried to like buy me a little webcam for my computer, and I was like, God damn, for a webcam, I can't even carry this out and do any content with this.
Yeah, no, hell no. But I do want to ask Ryzen a question though, because I brought this up on a previous pod, and I didn't want to get his opinion. Matter of fact, Ryzen might have actually been on the pod, so let me just make sure. I didn't ask you this question already. So right now, the idea is that the O2C clan, they get the 10 tails and they feed, I guess, one of their teammates to the god tree. I mean, to the 10 tails, and the 10 tails becomes god tree. But in this case, in Boruto, the god tree is looking for an O2C. Why do you think that is? I have a theory, but I want to work to it.
I feel like it's because they're following their instinct. So if we take what Jura and the the other divine trees are saying, it seems to be an instinctual instinct. Like even when Jura was a base 10 tails, he still had the urge to eat an Otsutsuki. So I feel like that's just something that's ingrained in them, that's telling them I have to eat an Otsutsuki. And I really hope we find out what 10 tails is, because all we know is they have a relationship with the Otsutsuki. We don't know if they're an alien race. We don't know if the Otsutsuki created them. We just know that they're dangerous and to an extent could be the precursor to their abilities, because we know that the 10 tails has the Renegon. We know that as the Otsutsuki updates themselves with the divine tree, they gain new abilities, new powers. They become closer to a godlike being until they inevitably ascend. So I really want to see their origin story. I feel like right now it's just instinct and they're just learning, like what Shikamaru said, what Koji's been saying. They're slowly becoming their own person, because now they have intelligence and they can think, sort of like the OG 10 tail situation, because we already have tailed beasts that have moved past their instincts. Kurama isn't a mindless animal anymore. He's moving. He's helping people. He knows more science stuff than Naruto. So I feel like it's just instinct and having to like move past that base urge. We don't know why they have that base urge though. That's something that I think we have to figure out, or just learn about it.
Well, that base urge feeds their evolution though, so that's maybe most likely why they have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad Bara brought this up, because I've been thinking about something for a while now. But we see Koji taking these risks with prescience, and in my mind, what are the divine trees planning if having to work with Boruto is a better option? Because think about this. Kawaki and Boruto are both ticking time bombs. Kawaki, just by being an Otsutsuki, is a risk to the planet. The second he gets eaten by a 10 tails, planet's done for. Boruto, while he's chill, he runs that same risk, and he has a second time bomb in him with Momoshiki. But the thing is, in theory, you could kill Kawaki and Boruto, and the 10 tails' goal is basically gone. But
in a way, I get where you're coming from, but those aren't the only two Otsutsuki members in the universe.
Yes, 100%. But what I'm getting at is that means there is no option to stall. So like if we go back in the Fourth Great Ninja War, one of the Raikage's ideas was to kill Naruto and stall for time. If you get rid of Ninetales for a while, Madara can't really do much, so you can reassess your forces. But in Koji's mind, he must think that even if you kill Boruto and Kawaki, the world stands no chance against Jura. You can't just train someone up like Sarada and give her a decade to train to fight Jura, or Jura just might say, you know what, I can't evolve, so I might destroy the planet anyway. And it makes me think, what is Jura's long-term goal if we have to put our trust in these ticking time bombs? Because we know Jura hasn't really been acting on his plan in some of these hypothetical futures. We know it took 6 years for Boruto to make the Flying Raijin, so he's taking his time. So I wonder what Jura's reaction would be if he runs into a situation where potentially he has no Otsutsuki to eat.
Well, for that specific question, I think if that happens, he probably just wait it out. My thing is, I think the God Tree already exists and it's somewhere. I don't know if it's on Earth. It's probably not. It's probably another dimension, to be honest. But the God Tree eventually will bear fruit. I think the idea with the Otsutsuki, and this is my theory with why the God Tree is one Otsutsuki, the Otsutsuki brings about the chakra fruit instantly. It's not. Doesn't have. We don't have to wait that. What is it? 1,000 years for it to actually bear fruit.
I see. So you're basically that at some point it's inevitable, basically, unless they get rid of the God Tree. At some point it'll bear fruit. I like it.
Yeah, because the God Tree is already there. It's like what Kage was doing when the God Tree was just on Earth, like snatching people up. But they weren't necessarily draining all the chakra because she wanted the white Zetsu, was a different thing. But in this case, like, it seems like it'll just wait, or they'll just wait if they don't really have that huge amount of chakra that they could just produce the chakra fruit with instantly.
I see it 100%, and I really want to see where they go with Jura, because you'd think that would be a way to reason with Jura, but from Koji's planning and the way he's been reacting to things, it feels like it's inevitable that Jura's gonna have that crash out situation where he's gonna fall into his instincts and say, nah, the planet's gotta go. I gotta evolve into my final form, or I just gotta destroy the planet.
Oh, say it again. I blanked out for a second.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you'd think that because Jura has intelligence now, there would be some type of negotiation to an extent. But it feels like because of what Koji's actions so far have shown us, it seems like that inevitably Jura will crash out. Like, he will follow his instincts to either A, become a fully mature divine tree, or B, if he can't accomplish that goal, he'll do something that's not for the benefit of the human race. Meanwhile, we have like Kuram and the others, they're tailed beasts with intelligence, and they can be reasoned with and go past their baser instincts. And it's just interesting on how they'll do Jura, because Jura is a tailed beast. Unlike the others, he has no template. So like, you're not gonna miss anyone if you keep Jura around. Like unlike Hidari, you gotta off Hidari if you want Sasuke back. You gotta off Mamushi if you want Bug back. I don't know who want Bug back, but that's a thing. With Jura, he's a Ten Tails. So you'd think you'd be able to reason with him. From Koji's actions, it seems like it's a futile effort.
Yeah. My thing, well, I was gonna jump ahead, but before I jump ahead, my idea specifically with the Otsutsuki, with Jura and them, I'm thinking hypothetically, if they actually do like acquire an Otsutsuki member to actually create the chakra fruit, I don't know if the planet would die at that point.
I agree with you.
Because what?
I don't know. Continue 100.
Here's what I was saying last spot. I think Kashin Koji is treating this whole entire situation as a training arc, and it's not as dire as he's making it out to be.
I could definitely see it, because at the end of the day, we're all slaves, hypothetically, to Koji. We can't know for sure what Koji's planning. All we have so far are glimpses of his prescience. We don't fully know what he's thinking or his strategies. We like, for example, he tells Boruto what he needs to know. He didn't tell Boruto Himawari was in danger, because then Boruto would mess up his plan. And the reason why I agree with you is because we've had little inklings on the fact that depending on the Otsutsuki that gets fed, the planet might not fully die. And I'm gonna pull the panel up right now. Hang on.
Wait, what panel are you pulling up?
It was a Jigen panel where he was talking about the Divine Tree. And it was like chapter, I don't know, 39.
Oh, I thought you just had it
now
in your back pocket or something like that. You was just going to throw it up.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it up right now. I just got to find the right page. Wait, here it is. Got it.
Oh, yeah, he can throw up clips himself or pull up stuff himself. You're the only self-sufficient person on this panel. I appreciate it, bro. I'm just throwing strays. My guys.
Yeah, that's why I corrected it. I was like, "You mean channel?"
All right, here it is. So
hold on, let me put it on the screen. There you go.
So Jigen alludes to the fact that
the hell is wrong with Kawaki face? I didn't go like an elf.
Form. Yeah, facts. They did him bad in that panel. I ain't with the law.
I ain't never noticed that.
He alludes that their power will be key to the size of the Divine Tree, and that it needs to be huge enough to devour all life on this planet. And then even Momoshiki says, "Oh, if I feed Kawaki now, it'll be puny, but it'll still be sufficient." So in my mind, it makes me think that, for example, say Akabi became an Otsutsuki, right? In body, not in mind, and she's a weak Otsutsuki. In my mind, if they feed her because she's not that strong of an Otsutsuki, maybe the planet won't fully get devoured. And they pull like a Ten Tails type situation where we saw Ten Tails manifest in the Fourth Great Ninja War, but they didn't really kill off Naruto and Killer Bee. They just gave themselves a loophole to manifest Ten Tails without having to kill every single Jinchuriki and take their tail beasts. Because you think at some point... Oh, no, you go.
No, go ahead. Clarify. The synapses in my mind is flying right now. Go ahead.
Oh, because you'd think at some point we'd see the end goal of like getting a chakra fruit, but they can't really kill Boruto off or just kill him off permanently, or even Kawaki. So I feel like they'll do a Fourth Great Ninja War situation where we'll get the end goal of the villains, but it'll be in a way where Boruto will still be here to fight the threat, Kawaki will still be here, and the world won't end. We'll just get like, oh, maybe Ko got the divine fruit, became an Otsutsuki, or some other Otsutsuki showed up, or even Jura got the fruit. I just think we will get a situation where we'll get a divine fruit, just not in the way we expect.
Yeah, I could see that. My thing for this specific thing with Jigen, I think he was kind of thinking like the regular way, where hey, I give one of the Kawaki or Boruto guys to the tailed beast, and it creates a huge tree. The confusing thing in Boruto is that there's already a tree.
Yes,
there's already a tree. I don't know, but overall, for what you said, I understand where you're coming from. Though I could kind of see that.
Do y'all see? It's a different topic right now. Do y'all see? Because y'all was bringing up something that's kind of interesting to me. Like you said, Cold eating the fruit. Do you think it's possible that Cold is like letting the Shinju do all the hard work for him so he can snatch that snatch the fruit?
That's what he wants. That's what he said, right? Like he even tried to make a deal. Said like if I get Boruto, I'll get the chakra fruit. I don't necessarily think that'll happen at all. Matter of fact, I won't say that because Cold is alive for a reason, and we still.
I'm about to say, then what is he alive for?
Comic relief,
Yeah. Facts. Yeah. I did have a theory that maybe he'd be Boruto's Cell, whereas like Cell actually absorbed the other androids and then became his perfect version, and Cold could potentially do that with Jura and the rest of the Shinju. But like, I just don't really have that much faith in it. Like the way that they're treating Konohamaru in some way awkwardly affects Cold's character as well.
See, the thing with Cell is Cell was stronger than the other two androids before he like devoured them. It's not the same thing.
Running from him.
Yeah.
See, oh no, you go, Bara. I just had a funny analogy on Code.
Well, at a point, Cell wasn't that stronger. Saul was like an amoeba at a point. Like, he had to become stronger.
That's true. I mean, they was lacking though. They was wasting time before they found him or realized what was going on in the other cities. So it's
I
not
mean, that's
fair.
probably what the Shinju doing right now, as we speak, lacking.
See, in my mind, I feel like we'll get Otsutsuki villains again after Jura. I feel like Code's gonna play that trope where he's that one side villain who always goes with the new villain. So like when Emperor Pilaf indirectly caused Piccolo to happen, he was with Piccolo's team for a minute. I feel like the second Otsutsuki hits, he'll say, "Oh God, there's another Otsutsuki for me to follow. I'm gonna go help this man out."
Mm-hmm. I think that's possible, heavily possible. That could be like we talk about the two, stone tablets. Even let's say hypothetically, what's it called, Shibai, like Code, because he did like latch onto that Otsutsuki thing. He now becomes like, I don't know, like a cockroach. Like even the Otsutsuki, like I forgot what it's called. There was like a cult, the Otsutsuki cult. Like imagine he teams up with them. It actually starts to do some damage.
Yeah, because he still has like Boro's like base. I just don't know how I would feel about if like Code goes android hunting again and like we find out, oh, there's another 2 cyborgs. I just hope they don't go that route. Really, I really hope they don't do that. I'm fine with him using like Kara's base or Boro's base because there's still like outers out there, especially in the Land of Fire. So I hope he plays it smart and starts coalescing his own form of like political power. Maybe political power is not the right idea, but like his own like little group. Since Boruto's getting his own group, Kawaki has Amado in his back pocket. So I feel like for the third Karma user, which is Code, I feel like he should be more of a Kabuto type situation where we know he's in the background, have him show up a bit. Because for example, say best case scenario, Mamushi gets defeated. It would be the perfect chance for Code to go, yoink, I'm taking that Thorn Soul. And, he could just say, you know what? I'm not giving Jura his dude back. I'm getting Bug back. And just have that play against Jura and Boruto, or just see what he can do with the Thorn Soul. And just, give us a crumb of Code and then go back, just like with Kabuto.
That's the thing.
I wouldn't mind it.
I rocks with it, though. I don't know how, but Code stocks are definitely going to be up. I'm not investing in them, but for the people who are interested in, they're going to be up very soon. But the thing about him, bro, is like his last 2 like attempts at building a group, like both of them niggas like betrayed him. Like Ada and Damon betrayed him. He built the Claw Guards, the Shinju, boom, betrayed him. So now he's about to strike out at bat. He's gonna go 3 for 3 if he tries to start a new cult, get some new guys on his side, and then eventually ends up alone because they either turn their back on him or gain their own ideas or something like that. He just following through a pattern. So I think from now on, he has to be by himself, and he probably realized that. Like he been trying to do all ever since Ishiki left him. He was like, all right, let me see if I can get some help. Let me see if I. And every time he find help, it don't end up working out his way. So
see, I feel like he needs to learn the same lesson Jigen learned. Jigen knew right off the bat that if I have people stronger than me in my organization, I'm gonna have a bad time. In Code's case, every time he tried to get a team together, they were stronger than him, either physically or they had an ability that countered him.
Well, the Claw Guns, they were weaker.
Yeah.
But then they evolved.
Yeah.
Even Bard said, scrap them while you still have control of them. Once they surpassed him in power, they betrayed him. So I feel like if Code's gonna go the route of I'm gonna get more guys again, he needs to go the Bug route, like weaker type people who have special traits who can help him, but at the end of the day, if they piss him off, he's gonna kill him. Because the second you have stronger people that don't respect you, you're gonna end up like this in this situation where Ryu's just bodying him, and they're all laughing. They all say, you know what, we can handle this dude whenever we want. Let's use him as our lapdog for fun. That's the problem. That's something Jigen instinctively knew as an Otsutsuki, as a dude who's been around for millennia. I'm not gonna have stronger people, especially stronger people that don't have loyalty. And even when he had Code, who was loyal to a fault, he still said, you know what? This man's loyal, but I still don't trust him. let's steal his power away because I just don't want people stronger than me undermining my authority. I think that was Code's first mistake, and something he needs to learn as quote unquote Ishiki's successor.
Good. I can see that. Ooh, quick question: what do you think would happen to Code if you were to eat the chocolate fruit?
See, I'm 50-50 because I still kind of believe that's something Amado did. Like I said, I'm gonna go hype up Code so I can give Kaoki an excuse to try to activate Karma. So I feel like we could go both routes. He could eat the fruit and become an Otsutsuki, or he could go the same route as in the anime where Orochimaru told Victor, yeah, humans weren't meant to eat this fruit. You're never gonna get it. It was a moot point to even try. So I'm 50-50 on that. What do you guys think?
I kind of am as well. The interesting thing about Code, which does bring in like a new possibility, like imagine he eats the chocolate fruit and his Karma Seal like actually turns into the real Karma Seal, and Ishiki comes back. Like,
If what do y'all think if you're strong enough for your body to handle the Karma Seal, your body should be strong enough for you to handle the divine fruit? It shouldn't happen like how it
it
did.
got to be some loophole way there for Code because of him having a Karma. So
yeah, I'd say that'd have to be the case. My thing though,
especially because he's like, sorry, go ahead. No, continue. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying this could be like a different thing where, because like I guess Kwaki and boards are seen as like the perfect vessels to potential or the perfect nourishment to potentially have a fruit. That could mean that hey, Code is probably not necessarily as equipped to handle it. That could make it like the fruit itself too powerful for Code. I guess that's possible.
See, we kind of have an answer, but we kind of don't, because Koji's seen a future where Code won. In the timeline where Omnipotence never happened, Code fights Kawaki and he feeds him to Ten Tails, which makes a fruit.
yeah.
We just don't know specifically what happened. I feel like because Koji hasn't said anything, I feel like it just doesn't matter at that point. So he could either become an Otsutsuki or it just doesn't matter. It just the problem is the world just ends. Let's see, where is it? I think it's in this page.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. If he does feed Kawaki,
yeah, here it is. In this case, you and Kawaki would never switch positions. Kawaki would go on to lose to a tremendously strong Code and be devoured by Ten Tails, and the planet would be destroyed. So I feel like the end result is just not important right now because Koji thinks it's not important. It's just really hard to say because if it was anything special, like, oh, Ishiki came back and became an Otsutsuki god, maybe that's something you could tell Code. Or like even if like say, oh yeah, Code just dies eating the fruit, I feel like that would have been something to tell Code to convince him. Like, oh yeah, Code, you're never gonna have that fruit. It's gonna kill you in the long run. This was all an Amado plot. So I feel like it's something not important right now, or he'll just become an Otsutsuki. If it was something that just like hurt Code, I feel like you could just use that as ammo to try to convince him to like scrap the whole situation, or at least have him thinking about it.
No, yeah, I'd agree with that as well. The only thing I would say against that is maybe it has something to do with like some future events that Kaji Koji is seeing that he doesn't necessarily want to like stop from happening.
Yeah, 100%.
Overall though, I kind of agree with that as well. Overall though, I don't necessarily have that much faith in the character of Code, to be honest.
I don't know. You might need to start investing. Black said the stocks is going to rise.
I mean, to be fair,
I ain't putting my money though.
Between Konohamaru and Code stocks, I'd buy Code stocks.
Like Bitcoin in 2016, better invest, bro.
But let's be honest, how low is Konohamaru stocks as
I'm
right now?
liable to look at here. Put it like this: between the two, I'm liable to at least look at the graph for Code. I'm not opening any folder that got Konohamaru's name on it. I ain't got time.
Yeah,
that would not be a part of my portfolio, brother.
There is the outlook on a Konohamaru stock. Like, let's be honest. Like, come on.
See, now, I feel like right now, Konohamaru is Blockbuster Video stock, and we all know what happened with Blockbuster Video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Code is more so GameStop stock, where it's trash, but we did have moments where that shit went up and skyrocketed. So you still have a bit of hope. With Konohamaru,
Man, that was a
die.
scam. All them, the higher ups was putting money into the stock and inflating it.
Oh, 100%. But at least we know that stock's still alive.
No,
With Konohamaru, I practically lost hope. I mean, if Konohamaru surprises us, that's fine. But right now, it feels like Konohamaru is on a need to know basis.
He's been doing good for whatever level his character is at.
Y'all gonna fuck around. He gonna get Sage mode and he gonna disappoint. He gonna surprise all y'all.
See, here's my issue with the Sage mode conversation. This man had 17 years to get on that.
He might have it. He might just be using it for
This
special occasion.
This how y'all disappoint yourself, bro. Don't be expecting stuff like that.
Because if
he couldn't use Sage mode against Matsuri because he was trying to, even though it doesn't seem like it worked that great. He was trying.
I was cool with the 2 giant Rasengans. That was enough for me.
I mean, the reason why I'm saying this is like because with Matsuri, he wasn't supposed to like fight her on offensive. It was more like trying to play with her head type thing. If he would have went into Sage mode at that point in time against Matsuri, it would have just been like he's trying to fight her, so she would have been on the offensive or the defensive. I'm sorry.
See, in my mind, that should have been something right out of part 1 if they wanted to go the Sage mode route. Because that dude had 15 years in part 1. You're telling me within 15 years, Konohamaru can't do Sage mode if he wanted.
See, if he would have activated it in part 1, like Naruto using Naruto using KCM to come hug Kawaki, it was like he didn't need it. Like he could have just came in regular base mode. So like this Konohamaru Sage mode is so freaking strong, bro. He couldn't activate it in part 1 because then it would have like devalued the Sage mode. He gotta open it up when he about to kick Jura's ass, bro.
This what Black Uchiha was
He is going to be the one. He is going to be the one to put the nail in the coffin on Jura, bro. Watch.
See, I don't know. I feel like Mitsuki has filled in that Sage mode role for Team 7. Yes. And unfortunately, the Sarutobi clan don't really have any like good bloodline traits. Like they're good at fire style, but at this point, what's fire style really gonna do? We have
Barbecue.
The Uchiha, we have the Sage mode user, we have the Otsutsuki, and then there's Konohamaru. Which don't get me wrong.
All right, y'all gonna get hungry on a mission one day, and they're gonna need Konohamaru.
I'm telling y'all, bro, niggas should just already be satisfied. We saw Konohamaru secure the bag. He got Matsuri's sword thrown out of there. He didn't look back. He landed on his feet when Boruto tossed him like a rag doll. He
exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, for a human.
He held it down in interrogation. You feel me? Like he does the little things right, and that's his role. He's that
exactly.
He's not the 6th man. He's like the 7th or 8th man. That guy that comes in on the playoffs. You don't know about him in a regular season, and then it's like. This guy, we don't know about him, but in the locker room, he's the heart and soul of this team. That's what Konohamaru is. Okay?
Exactly. Like for a regular human, he is punching above his weight class. And like, I feel like at this point, Konohamaru fans should just be happy that he lived and is probably going to have a family now.
Because got a Rasengan wind barrier. He's
Koji just wanted to off
Nah, I can't get jiggy with that. Here's the thing. All due respect, for a character like Konohamaru who isn't going to be in the main plot, and I guess you could consider him fighting against Matsuri part of the main plot. I'm saying endgame. His character isn't really going to matter, in my personal opinion, that much at the end of Boruto. I don't think power is it. I think it's really moments and importance to the actual plot. Like Kashin Koji, you could argue is probably weaker than all. You could argue Kashin Koji is weaker than Konohamaru, but Kashin Koji is a way better character.
Cap.
I mean, I'd say Cap. There are people who would argue because he did react to Hidari. My point is, even if Kashin Koji was part 1 Konohamaru level, just off his abilities, he's important. That much more important.
And I agree 100%. I feel like Konohamaru right now, his importance is emotionally and politically. Right now, he trusts Boruto. He's still confused, but because of Boruto's actions, he trusts him. This, in turn, allows Konohamaru to do political things to help Boruto, to showcase who Konohamaru Sarutobi is to the village. You now have Konohamaru, the student of Naruto, possibly the next candidate of being Hokage in like the citizens' minds. You have him wanting to give Boruto the benefit of the doubt. I think that's where Konohamaru's role is now. He is in a situation where he can pull the new gen into helping out Boruto. We already have Inogen on Boruto's side. We have Himawari on Boruto's side. So I feel like right now, Konohamaru's importance right now is keeping the higher ups off Boruto's back. Like Kobu, the Daimyo, the Elders, and that. I think that's Konohamaru's main role right now. Instead of going pure power, he's going to go kill the next Divine Tree.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kawaki, like completely disregarding any sort of plot, just pulls up on him and just ends Code. Like just because of the part 1 treatment. I won't.
That would be hilarious. That would be
he's
level
finally
devious.
stronger than him. He just got he's finally stronger than him. He wants to do this like all his life. Like, what if like next chapter, just 3 panels, Code's gone?
That would be devious as hell. And you know what's
save
even
him for a
worse?
Kabuki kill? That's crazy.
You know what's even worse? You'd be killing off Code before he even gets freed from omnipotence, because his real enemy is Kawaki right now. Right now, he's being duped into hating Boruto. So I feel like that's even worse because you have Code being on his clown arc where he's being used by everyone. He doesn't even know anything. I feel like that's too devious. I don't agree. That's too devious for Code right now.
Well, yeah, for a fact.
Nah,
I don't know.
I think that fits him perfectly.
Tripping. Well, what's it called? I remember you. I forgot who said this, but I don't understand it was a troll. But you said it's possible. What if? Oh, it might have been Free Game. You said, what if he beats Jura? I think it's gonna be Kawaki. And hear me out. My idea, or not even idea, just a working theory. It's possible that Kawaki tries to place a Karma Seal on Jura to secure another power up.
That's crazy.
Here's the thing.
Can he even place a Karma Seal on Jura? He's a tail beast. He's not like a human or anything like that.
It depends on the situation. Here's my thing. I don't necessarily think it's beating Jura is difficult. And this goes into a whole bunch
of
things.
This is the same dude who was talking about like you got to defeat his wood style and stuff like that. Like now he's not that hard to beat. Like
no, again, the wood style is a thing. I think Kawaki. I think it's possible that Kawaki could like place a Karma Seal on Jura before killing Jura simply because of the wood style, if that makes sense. So like when Jura fought against Boruto and Kawaki, they didn't necessarily 2v1 Jura. In some cases it was, you kind of argue, but it was more of like a Jura versus Boruto, and then Jura versus Kawaki. Hypothetically, another situation where they actually do 2v1 Jura, I don't see Jura coming out of that battle like any better than he was in the last time he fought him. And even worse if they bring like a Sarada or even like a Himawari or even like a Damon. Like I think beating Jura in battle, not killing him, beating Jura in battle isn't that difficult. I think Kawaki.
I hear what you're saying now. I hear what you're saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
killing him
him isn't. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
got you.
Mm-hmm.
See, I feel like. What? Oh no, continue. I just had like one nitpick with the whole Karma.
No, go ahead. You can nitpick.
Nitpick.
With Jura, because he's a divine tree, and is a being composed of chakra. I feel like that kind of negates the karma because you need him to have DNA to actually be able to Otsutsuki-fy and diffuse the karma's essence into it. He's more so just a chakra being. I feel like if it was that simple, why not have Jigen over the course of 1,000 years go hunt down a tailed beast and go actually implant a karma? So I feel like because of that chakra situation, it just kind of hurts trying to use him as a karma because he's mostly a chakra being. He's a tailed beast at that point.
Jura's a bit different. And overall, I would kind of agree with you before we got this statement from my guy Jura. But once Code unfortunately pulled up to the hideout, Jura pretty much made it clear like he still has some of Code's blood inside of him. Like some of his blood, some of his chakra, stuff like that. So I feel like because of that, it isn't necessarily like just a ball of chakra like how a tailed beast would be. So hypothetically, if they do play that up, I think it could be possible for Jura to get a Karma Seal.
I can see it to an extent. It's just like, okay, Jura got a Karma Seal. What's stopping Jura from atomizing himself and just like regenerating without the karma? That's my thing. I feel like. Plus, then we have the situation you have the situation that barring external factors, karma unzipping is a lengthy process.
True.
And and even with the external factors, it took Boruto a couple months to, even with resonance, to actually get close.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they introduce that something that just like super speeds it up, I feel like it doesn't work for Juro because you run into the same situation that Amado said for Code. Even if Boruto implanted a karma in Code, what's stopping Code from like just still accomplishing his plans? Code's still gonna do stuff. You're just gonna give him a karma now. It's still gonna be a while. In Juro's case, he says, "Okay, what's stopping me from like just still doing my plans at that point?"
I get your idea overall, but maybe I'm just significantly underrating the Shinju. Like, for example, Mamushi's pulling up on the Hidden Leaf Village in the next chapter. Boruto's going to be there. Himawari's going to be there. Damon's likely going to be there. I think there's zero chance Mamushi comes out alive.
Oh yeah, he's
Zero.
dying this arc. He's dying.
He's dying.
Dead.
It's over.
I feel like
I think the same thing for most of the Shinju.
I
I
feel
don't
like he's
really
dying.
think they. Okay.
Oh no, I just want to say I feel like he's dying, but we will have a cost. I feel like that'll be Ada.
My thing is like that's possible for a fact. It's possible, but like I just don't necessarily think of these guys as like big bads anymore. Like so, for example, hypothetically, you give Juro a karma seal. I think it's easy. Well, rounding up the rest of the thorn bulbs. I forgot the actual name. I think it is thorn bulbs. But rounding up the rest of the thorn bulbs, hypothetically, if you do that, then Juro can't really do anything. Now Juro is just like, again, as we talked about this before, just waiting for the actual God tree 1,000 years to actually bear fruit. I don't necessarily think he's going to be, let's say, for the next couple of months. I don't necessarily think it's going to remain that he'll be stronger than Boruto and Kawaki 1v1. I think it's possible that they're both going to get power ups to where they're both going to be stronger than Juro. If that's the case, it's over. Kawaki is questionable though, because with the limiters, it's possible that he just like his body gives out before he's actually able to surpass Juro. So that's the only thing. But I think hypothetically,
Iron Man.
but then again, that would be why Kawaki wants to give Juro the karma seal. But hypothetically, if let's say Juro pulls up on Kawaki, Boruto will always be there, especially with flying Raijin. So I don't necessarily think that Kawaki would be like at like a super dangerous level of losing to Juro, hypothetically, if he doesn't have any more Shinjus left.
See,
I think we still underestimating the fact that we haven't even seen Juro go full power yet. So
100%.
once we get that, then we can start saying like what for sure they can be doing or planning around. So
I agree with Bara to the point where they will get powered ups inevitably to surpass Juro, because we kind of do see it. We see the flash forward. It seems like Juro and the Divine Trees are kind of a moot point right now because they are fighting. The village has been already destroyed. So I feel like it's a given that they will surpass Juro to an extent. It's just right now, I feel like he is still a big bet. I feel like what Bar is trying to say is like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you're trying to say like they're kind of like the Dr. Juro and Android 19 of the story arc right now, where they seem like a threat, but they're not really in the grand scheme of things. They're just indirectly there to introduce a new threat.
Yeah, I think this is training arc. I think here's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they do this with the Shinju still alive and Kawaki becomes the new leader of the Shinju.
Your either connection or your microphone is terrible right now.
Oh damn, my bad. Oh, did y'all hear what I just said, or do I have to repeat it?
I heard Bara.
Oh.
It doesn't sound like he's going in and out to you, or is it my computer?
I heard.
I was kind of like,
yeah,
I was kind of like on the cord on the mic, and I do have a short one, so I should probably just let it go.
It might be
So my thing is, I wouldn't be so. I'll just repeat what I said. I wouldn't be surprised if they defeat Juro and place the karma stone on Juro, and they do the whole resurrection process while the Shinju are still alive, and Kawaki starts to control the Shinju. My idea, but regardless of that, that was more of a joke. My thing is, I think this could work from Boruto's quote, where he says, "I didn't think you'd go this far," and the Hidden Leaf Village is destroyed. I mean,
all right, that can't be my computer this time. He hadn't went out. He went out, right?
It went out.
Or am I sure?
No, I could hear him. He said,
"Nah, yeah, I heard him."
Yeah,
but he went out though, right? Like I'm not going crazy, am I?
Did you? No, I mean, unless that pause wasn't planned, yeah.
Oh,
I heard what you said.
man.
Would you-
Repeat what I said, just in case.
Well, now there's something about now that we had this whole conversation.
You start forgetting,
He
weed
said
memories
repeat
start
what I
kicking in.
He said, "Repeat what I said." Black was like, "Well,
Now that we had this
You
whole
were saying,
conversation-
you were
Now
talking
put me on the
about how Boruto said, "I can't believe you went this far," and using.
Oh
it.
yeah. This could be the
Yes.
thing. The shit like that's what he was talking about.
All right, so
get
yeah.
out of here, Black."
All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
Just
no.
say it again, Mario. If it happens, I'm gonna try to pay attention and I'm gonna see if I can catch.
No,
it.
that's what I said. That's what I said. They
I got you.
repeat it. Yeah. So my thing is, well, I'll just sum it up so I don't necessarily get cut off again, or hopefully, unfortunately, get cut off again with the internet potentially. But like, my thing is, I think it's possible, hypothetically, if Kawaki does place a Karma Stone on Jury, he does get the power up and does eventually become stronger than even Boruto. Just off of Amato's scalings.
I mean, do you think Kawaki, in any scenario, regardless of whatever happening with him, bro, like his power ups in the future, is he getting more abilities or he's just faster and stronger? Because what else does this guy need?
If we're talking about Amato's power is faster and stronger.
I'm just saying, like in general, from like now to, and we know with Boruto, like I don't know if he's getting any more ninjutsu. There might be like another ninjutsu he probably worked on and he hasn't revealed yet. But like we know it's Karma Seal and the Jogan. So like
Yeah,
I don't know, like as far as like attribute wise, what more are they gonna like hand Kawaki?
Yeah,
Look,
that's
I
I think I
think
was wondering too. Like,
I feel like-
Boruto, he's able to take other people's stuff and make it transformative, or he's able to take something and then like make it his own way. Like Kawaki, he's just using all of
Bigger
shit.
blasts and faster.
I
you know what I'm saying?
feel like if it was something as simple as techniques, we wouldn't have the warning from Amado, because technique, you can get stronger by techniques while you're not taxing your body. The way Amado makes it seem like, it makes it seem like his body is at a breaking point. And if he has more physical power, his body's not going to be able to handle it because his body didn't work towards that power. He just got a quick increase.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll be mostly speed and strength and trying to possibly draw out even more power from the karma. Even though I think now, since his limiters are gone, I feel like it'll mostly be a ninja tech upgrade. So like, I'm gonna amp you up so much that you're gonna get 50% stronger, but your body's not gonna be able to think it. So like, we're basically overclocking Kawaki. Like when you overclock your computer, sure, your computer gets faster, but your computer does go through wear and tear much faster. That's the issue with Kawaki. If I overclock you right now, there's no guarantee you will live. And I kind of need you to live to revive my daughter. So I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm going to amp you up to the best of my ability, but please don't die.
Yeah, basically. So I agree with that 100%. So when it comes to the limiters, like, yeah, there's not going to be no new jutsus that come from that. Kawaki's just going to be speed and strength, Daikogatsu, Sukuna, Ikon, the regular stuff, potentially even the fireball jutsu and a shadow clone here and there. My thing, though, I believe eventually he will learn more jutsus. I think the big, I guess, character arc for Kawaki right now is specifically what we're talking about, like getting these upgrades through just limiters being removed. You could argue that it wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, but different argument. But him getting upgrades specifically from this, it's going to become a problem eventually. And he's going to see that he needs to get stronger throughout some sort of other means. A lot of people talk about character development. I honestly believe this is the character development that Kawaki is going to eventually go on. And to be honest, I think it's going to be helpful for him because he's shown the ability before to be a quick learner. He learned the shadow clones extremely quickly. He learned the fireball jutsu extremely quickly. So ninjutsu isn't necessarily that hard for him to learn. So once he actually does break through that, I guess, mental barrier of I just want limiters removed, I think that's when he'll get like some of the biggest upgrades, some of the biggest power-ups.
I agree with you 100%, but with a twist. Because here's my twist. We still have the nuclear option. Kawaki is going through, whether he wants it or not, he's going through the Otsutsuki's path to power. What's a quick path to power we haven't used yet in Kawaki's case? Shibai cells. We know Shibai cells can manifest some of Shibai's Shinjutsus. Kawaki doesn't care. He said it verbatim. Ninjas are people who die young. He doesn't think ninjas have enough power to counter these Otsutsuki. he wants to use Otsutsuki's powers against Otsutsuki. He even says, I'm an Otsutsuki killing Otsutsuki. So if we want to introduce techniques, we could always go through the nuclear option. Like we've seen what Shibai cells can do to normal people. If Kaoki starts to get it into his head that, okay, so Boruto's been getting help from Koji, who has a Shinjutsu ability. We have Ada and Damon who have Shinjutsu abilities from Shibai. We have Code, and then we potentially have Delta, who might manifest a Shinjutsu soon. If we have Kaoki seeing, for example, what a Shinjutsu ability from Shibai could do to Delta, he might just straight up tell Amado, yeah, amp me up with some Shibai cells. And that's a quick way to give Kaoki another Shinjutsu ability.
Oh, okay. I was saying, isn't it the Daikoku-ten? Isn't that a Shinjutsu?
Yes,
you said
it
another
is.
one. Oh, okay, never mind.
But that's from Ishiki. So like something from Shibai's repertoire.
No, I thought Ishiki got it from Shibai. That's what I always thought. So,
I mean,
I think
because it's like a jutsu that's not.
We could argue that Shibai, because of how he is, has every Shinjutsu at this point, since he is an omnipotent god. We could just say he has everything. But I more so meant that he inherited Ishiki Shinjutsu ability.
But it seems like well, I mean, we haven't seen all of the Otsutsuki, but it seems like Ishiki had like a dojutsu that was just catered to him though. Like that's why I always thought it came from Shibai.
But Amado, he said Kawaki's stuff is Shinjutsu, but he said specifically Code, Ada, and Damon.
They're from Shibai. So
gotcha.
So like for example, Momoshiki knows every Shinjutsu. That doesn't mean he can use every Shinjutsu.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Shinjutsu that Kaoki inherited from Ishiki's karma, from his DNA. So basically, all of Ishiki's name brand Shinjutsu, Kaoki can use it. Boruto unfortunately wasn't so lucky. You know, Momoshiki's kind of a homeless dud, so he hasn't really gotten anything in base, unfortunately. But in Kaoki's case, there's still a nuclear option. If you upgrade him with Shibai cells, he might be able to manifest another Shinjutsu ability from Shibai's jutsu list. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. So if that's the case, I guess that kind of answers Freegam's original question. Yes, he will then gain new jutsus. It wouldn't just be speaking his strength. But Black with you disagree with what I said, though. You had a reason as to why.
Disagree with which part you mean?
When I said Kawaki's going to eventually go on like a character arc and probably learn that all upgrades or the best upgrades don't necessarily come from just
I mean, shit. Like, I mean, I think he should learn all of that stuff, but like right now, that's definitely not where his mindset is at. So right now,
I feel like he'll.
Once he eventually gets to that point, it's more so going to be because like he realized, I don't know, I forgot the saying, something like a hard head don't learn, something like that. Some saying like
I know the saying.
A hard head makes a soft ass. That's what it says.
Yeah, he gonna learn some shit the hard way though, and he gonna realize like, damn, and it's gonna take Boruto whooping his ass to do so.
Hey, I got a kid, man. I tell him that all the time. Hard head makes a soft ass, little nip. No.
See, I feel like he'll learn that lesson, but towards the Otsutsuki side of things. I think right now him learning a standard ninjutsu is out of the cards right now, because he even says the age of shinobi is over, and I have the panel right here. I feel like he'll more so delve more into the Otsutsuki side of power, because he has to parallel Boruto. In Boruto's case, he's still a ninja at the end of the day. He'll incorporate ninja tech, like for example his sword, and he'll use every opportunity to amp himself up, but he's still a ninja. He's still gonna train for his power. He's still gonna work hard for it. In Kawaki's case, he doesn't care how he gets that power. If he sees a quick path to power, he's gonna say, I need that. I'm not gonna train for 10 years to try and replicate that power. I want that power now. So I feel like the character growth he'll get is more so to think in line with Ishiki. The Otsutsuki's law of power transference. He's gonna want potentially Shibai's power transferred onto him to become a bigger and badder monster. And it goes back to Momoshiki. When he absorbed Kinshiki, he said that's their law of power. He's gonna take Kinshiki's power, add it to himself. So I think that's more so where Kawaki's character progression is going. He's gonna parallel and challenge Boruto's ideals as a ninja, and we know that at least in the flash forward, Boruto did get his resolve back. He's still a ninja. He put Sasuke's headband, and we see this whenever Boruto is able to manifest his resolve and have his mind cleared, is when he puts Sasuke's headband on. So I feel like he did accomplish something. He did like learn something to where he can now challenge Kawaki's ideals, because I think Kawaki might have gotten the upper hand. Shonen, the rival, passes the protagonist at some point in time. So I feel like that's Kawaki's character progression, wanting pure power for the sake of power to be able to do things his own way. And let's see, I think
I think Kawaki is like the personification of a ninja tool. Like I think that's what they're trying to like convey with the relationship between Kawaki and Boruto in the future.
100%.
Like he's trying to get power the easy way, like as Ryzen was saying, and that's the point that Naruto is trying to make at the beginning. Like you're not supposed to use these tools and then just abuse them. You're supposed to use them as an enhancement to what you already are.
Yeah, and he even calls Momoshiki a doper. Like,
yeah,
Kawaki's basically going to Amado for some name brand steroids. That's basically all there is to it.
You say he ain't want that generic crap, bro. I'm tired of it.
Here it is. I found the page. Let's see, where is it?
How many chapters is it in Boruto? How many we have right now? This guy.
So in New Gen we have 80, and we have 27 right now in TBV, so 107 in total.
Do you play memory games? Because I gotta get my memory better. Ain't no way I'm just gonna be able to pull up the damn chapter. Like, yeah, this is the chapter right here. Out of like almost 100 chapters. That's crazy.
Yeah, for a fact.
But yeah, here it is. I'm just saying that it's inefficient. It might be tradition or something, but you need all the time in the world. And then he even says, look, basics are good, but how many years are you planning to drill take code down? 5, maybe 10? What a joke. And then Boruto says, don't put down shinobi training. He's the one who has to learn ninjutsu. And then Kawaki just says, it's inefficient. Because back then, he saw Naruto as a strong thing, a strong person who could potentially rival Jigen. Of course, we later learned that wasn't the case. But once Naruto lost most of his power through Kurama, and he got gaslit, and Kawaki got gaslit by Amado about Naruto not being able to handle all these threats anymore, he realized that, if you're a normal ninja, you're not really going to be able to handle these Otsutsuki level threats. So now I need these Otsutsuki levels of power. And then he kind of reverted back to Jigen's line of thinking indirectly. And he even talks about how his pure combat training through Jigen. And then, that's unfortunately his character arc where he has to challenge Boruto's way of thinking. Like, will shinobi training be able to counter Kawaki? And so far we've seen that it kind of is. Because
I have to disagree. Go ahead.
Here's the thing, though. We have shinobi. Shinobi are people who endure, right? And so far, they've been able to endure past all these threats and survive, come out on top. I mean, Kurama's still kicking right here. Ishiki's rolling in his grave. So far, we have shinobi being able to push on and gain new levels of power through finding people that they love, through finding things they want to protect. We even have someone like Inojin, who, when he lost his loved one, he was able to supposedly, for all we know, this could be a dud, but supposedly we have Inojin being able to step up, endure, not go through despair about Himawari's death, and use his mind to create a jutsu that could help him get revenge on Himawari. Of course, it didn't work, but he did say it was useful, and it did. It would help out a lot. So I want to say that shinobi are able to rise to the challenge. I mean, my last point, even at the end of the day, Koji is still a shinobi at the end of the day. And he's still maneuvering like a shinobi to try and give us the best timeline, which he seems to believe he can do.
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying, but in a way, I have to disagree. First things first, Kawaki was absolutely correct on, I guess, 90% of what he was saying in part 1 during that speech. because there, no matter what Boruto himself was going to do, he was going to become stronger than Cold without the help of other people. Boruto currently, the only reason he's this strong is through Otsutsuki power-ups. It's through Kashin Koji getting the not even just regular jutsu from Otsutsuki's, like a Shinjutsu. Like the only reason Boruto is this strong is because of a Shinjutsu. My thing is, I think the best way is to like collaborate with both, and I guess Boruto and Kawaki are going to eventually do that someday somehow. Boruto's already doing both. Boruto's already training, plus he has the advance or the advantage of Otsutsuki stuff. Now, his scientific technology is probably not necessarily that, and I might have to agree with you. My thing with Kawaki though, he was limited, and also currently he's, I guess, removing the limiters, and you could argue that he's being pushed past his limits. The thing with Kawaki, he doesn't necessarily have the idea of, like, let's say, you pretty much lay it out. That's essentially his instinct. But in my personal opinion, it doesn't necessarily have to remain his instinct. And we brought up earlier the sus quote that Freegan brought up. I think eventually he's going to have that character development, and eventually once he actually does do that, I think if hypothetically he trains, even with, let's say, a Kashin Koji, he becomes infinitely better. My thing, I feel like the reason why he hasn't trained with Kashin Koji yet is because of that character development that he hasn't went through. Because this is why I agree with you. He still does believe that the only way or the best way to get stronger is through those sort of outcomes. So currently, the futures that Kawaki actually does have, he doesn't really have those crazy jutsus that Boruto has because he never really tried to do it. Whereas I think eventually with some sort of I forgot what they're called, the people who know the future, some singularity,
like that. Yeah, singularity.
Yes. Yeah, some singularity is going to affect Kawaki, and that's who's going to actually give him that idea change and create a whole bunch of jutsus in the future that he could potentially get and potentially learn from Kashin Koji. And to be honest, this is gonna seem crazy, but I won't put it past Kawaki to create his own Shinjutsus. Like if he does if this character development thing does actually happen, and now he's working with legitimate Shinjutsus that he already has, plus a crazy ability to actually learn stuff, which he already displayed in Boruto, plus like pretty much, it depends on how the Hidden Leaf looks in the future. I was about to say all the what's it called, the resources that the Hidden Leaf Village has, but I think it's very possible that if he does go through that character development, he creates his own Shinjutsus.
See, I agree with you, but I also kind of disagree with you because as a ninja, you kind of have that wiggle room. With Koji's Shinjutsu, all that is a tool. Because at the end of the day, shinobi power in general was brought upon to the world by the Otsutsuki. But intrinsically, that power is a byproduct. Like Naruto's powers, Sasuke's powers, Hinata's powers, the only real reason they have those abilities is because of the Otsutsuki. But at the end of the day, that power is just a tool. Just like how Sasuke said, like it doesn't matter. The tool isn't good or bad. It depends on how you use it. As a ninja, that's what Boruto did.
Yeah.
For as good as Koji's future vision ability is, it becomes a moot point if Boruto's not training. Because if Boruto himself didn't have that drive to invent, to reverse engineer the Otsutsuki's space-time ninjutsu and create his own flying Raijin, Koji can't really tell him anything. And even then, Koji says, but knowledge alone is not enough. In order to truly master the flying Raijin, you need to study and practice an extraordinary amount. It's just a tool to help you. He still needed to train for that power. In Kawaki's case, if Kawaki doesn't do anything in the future, Koji can't really help him out. Like you said, Kawaki needs to have that drive to invent new techniques, to train. That's how you can use Koji's ability to amplify your own ninja training. You're using it as a tool. Unlike someone like Momoshiki, who's not going to train, he's going to say, yeah, no, I'm not going to train. I'm going to go feed an Otsutsuki to Ten Tails and gain more power. If Koji, for example, went to part 1 Momoshiki, all he'd see is Momoshiki absorbing more chakra fruits. That's Kawaki's plan to power. It's not chakra fruits per se, but it's getting upgrades. That's not something Koji can help with other than say, oh yeah, Amado's holding out on you. He has 10 more steroids, top premium cut. that he can amp you up with, he's holding out on. So I do agree with you on the sense that yeah, he does need Otsutsuki powers and Otsutsuki help to be able to stand up to these threats. But that's basically what ninjas have been doing since Kagoromo introduced Ninshu to them. It's just their drive to surpass them, and even I think Tonari says this in one of the novels. I'll pull it up, where he believes that they can surpass Kaguya, even though there were buds that sprouted through Kaguya. They will take that power and surpass it and become a greater force of power than even their Otsutsuki forebearers.
Mm.
So it's kind of a tricky situation because as a ninja, you can use any of the tools you're given. Kaoki, unfortunately, is kind of limiting himself to that because he could have learned ninjutsu, and that would have helped him out in the long run in my mind. But he's just so focused on that pure path to power, that he's not letting other ideas flow into him. Because, yeah, I think even someone says it right. I see it on screen. Yeah, Boruto's sword style isn't from Koji.
That's
It's from Sasuke. It's from Sasuke, and then using ninja tech through Sumire and through Koji's feature ability prescience, you're gonna amp that Kenjutsu style because of the sword. So it becomes a situation where as a ninja, you're using everything you're given. Boruto is now a person who says, okay, I don't like where this tool came from, for example, the karma, but I know that at the end of the day, this is just a tool. I just gotta figure out how to use it, which will come after the Momoshiki stuff. With Kaoki,
I get.
Oh, continue. Yeah, you can continue.
No, I was saying I get where you're coming from, and I see Boruto as like the opposite of where Kawaki was, or where Kawaki is currently. But Boruto had a character development situation, whereas Kawaki hasn't
100%.
had that yet. There was a time where, not only did Boruto want to use the scientific technology, but he then reverted to the complete opposite, where he completely hated all scientific technology. I think that, again, just like his first view and Kawaki's current view, is the wrong idea. Is the wrong idea. I think if he's only looking for upgrades through training, I think just in the Code situation when they're fighting against Code, that wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have helped at all. So I think because Boruto did get that character development, he got two separate moments of character development. Because he got that, his character benefited from that, and he was able to actually get all the crazy powers that he has as right now after the time skip. But because Kawaki didn't necessarily get that development, he doesn't necessarily have that respect for the training element of things.
100.
Because remember during that actual I guess that's that kerfuffle, Kawaki seemed to get the upper hand on Sarada at least, and then Boruto had to jump in. But yeah, it became a 2v1 situation. But it seemed clear that Kawaki could have had his way with the trainers.
100%. And we even have Ikamoto saying that, yeah, unlike Boruto, who's kind of a fully fleshed out character for the most part, we're gonna see Kawaki develop on screen because he is kind of like the negative Naruto. He's the reverse of Naruto. He's like the Naruto gone bad. So we will see his character development. But to add on to your point, we do have a bit of a trade-off because we know that if Kawaki had everything go his way, we know at the end of the day he dies because
True.
Code gets a win off screen. Unfortunately, yeah, man, Code really had that win. Side note, but Ada bailed Kawaki out. Ada bailed him out. But we know that it's a bit of a trade-off because if Kawaki had everything go his way, he dies. Naruto and Hinata are stuck in Daikokusen forever, and his plan basically fell through. We also have the Flying Raijin timeline. Also, we have a Boruto who 6 years he spent 6 years trying to make the Flying Raijin. This is while the Divine Trees are active. We still have Kawaki unable to do anything with his pure path to power. Because you think within 6 years, now that they know about the Divine Trees, now that hypothetically Himawari is dead too because he doesn't have the information. He never went to the village that day. You think Kawaki would have some sort of plan, but his path to power indirectly fails. We even have it to the point where Koji doesn't even consider using Kawaki in his plans right now. So even if Kawaki hypothetically gets his further amps, Koji still has to big brain everything and do some planning to where you could actually beat Jiraiya. It doesn't feel like it's a 1-to-1 pure path to power of beating Jiraiya. You still have to plan. It's basically he's playing chess. You have to put all your pieces in a specific lineup to be able to beat Jiraiya. It's not like I'm just gonna keep amping Kawaki up and have him fight Jiraiya. There has to be some line of shinobi thinking and shinobi thought, which is what I feel like Koji's doing right now.
Why do you think Koji didn't tell Boruto, hey, go get Kawaki and have him get his limiters removed, whereas like he has everybody else who he's putting them in the position for them to get their power-ups quicker than they would have normally got them. So like it's nothing that we have seen so far that's like, oh, in 6 years Kawaki develops his technique, like how Boruto developed the flying Raijin and he just learned it earlier. It just seems like everything Kawaki get is all power-based, like removing limiters and the Karma Cell, him regaining the Karma Cell and things of that nature.
100%. Oh, no, you go, Bara.
No, I was saying, I think Kashin Koji probably sees futures where Kawaki becomes the big bad. That's probably 100%. Why he didn't.
I agree. And there'd be a trade-off because we've seen Koji say that Sora's Mangekyo is pivotal to the plot right now. Like her power is needed. Hang on, let me pull up the
snap! I thought she was
chapter. So it's Awaken. Good. We've managed to achieve one of the most critical goals of this battle. So her Mangekyo is something that had to happen to move on to whatever outcome he wants. And then he says, it wouldn't have awakened, so Yodo needed to die. And in Koji's case, in Kawaki's case, we have Koji realizing what Boruto did. But he's not happy about it because he talks about how Boruto could have risked good futures being destroyed. So it feels like what Boruto said, either A, Koji's going to become that big bad, which I agree with him 100%. Or
Kawaki.
Yeah, Kawaki. Wait, I lost my train of thought for a second. Hang on.
It's like either Kawaki's going to become the big bad or
Kawaki's going to do something that indirectly messes up his plan, because at the end of the day, all Kawaki cares about is Naruto and to an extent Himawari. So if something interferes with his goals, he's gonna interfere whether Koji likes it or not. Just like how indirectly Kawaki did cause the Ten Tails to evolve, because he did stall Boruto those extra few minutes from Code escaping and then reverse tracking him by using Flying Raijin. So it feels like Kawaki right now is too much of a, I don't know, how should I say this? Too much of a hothead to be included in this plan, because he doesn't really have a necessary use right now to where Koji's comfortable enough about using him. If that makes sense. My brain kind of died while I was talking.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
The battery's depleted on his mind. It's crazy. You need some door cells, my brother.
Oh, quick question. What is the possibilities of Kawaki joining the Shinju? And hear me out. I think, I guess for the obvious one, it's going to be Naruto. I think it's possible that Jiraiya changed his mind from trying to devour Naruto. I don't think he's dead set on Naruto. But yeah. So what are the possibilities of Kawaki potentially joining the Shinju?
I feel like the only way that could happen is if, like you said, Jiraiya doesn't care about Naruto anymore, but also to where Naruto's safety is guaranteed. Because if Naruto doesn't have a planet to live on, that's a deal breaker, unfortunately. So unless Jiraiya's offering him omnipotence to, like, oh yeah, if you join me and you get this divine tree fruit, you get the chakra fruit, you can use omnipotence to make Naruto a peaceful world. So unless that happens, I feel like Kawaki would only join the divine trees to the extent of helping himself out. And then once he gets his goal, he just destroys the divine trees. Because you have to guarantee Naruto's safety for any type of permanent deal.
Mm-hmm. But Naruto wouldn't necessarily be in danger, hypothetically, if they were to make it like a permanent deal. Like, how would it be in danger? Or
because Jura's end goal, and also side note, you have to include Himawari on that situation. So you're robbing Jura out of two of his goals. Because Kawaki does care about Himawari. She is still Naruto's daughter. He even cares about Boruto. Boruto's just a deal breaker because, Otsutsuki. So to get Kawaki to work with Jura, you have to have him give up Naruto.
Yeah.
And give up Himawari. But you also have to have him give up the Divine Tree itself. Because
why would he have to?
Because in Kawaki's mind right now, with the information Kawaki has, if a chakra fruit gets birthed, that planet dies.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that village Naruto worked for die. You have that whole world that Naruto is trying to make better die. But now you also have, okay, where am I going to put Naruto anyway? It's like, dude's homeless now. Like, you'd have to like do so many things. And I feel like unless Kawaki is getting an incentive for like, I could give Naruto a better world, more peaceful world. It just runs the risk of Kawaki not wanting. He'd rather destroy the Ten Tails than work with them at that point.
I see where you're coming from.
And
I see your what?
But no, I can see your idea 100% because you could pull a Sasuke situation. I'm gonna join the Akatsuki to benefit my goals, and then once I have that that opening, I'm gonna betray them. But for it to be like something permanent, you'd have to have Jura basically give up on everything. And if he gives up on everything, why is he still a villain then?
I see. My thing, no, I completely agree with what you're saying. My overall thing though is like Jura's goals specifically weren't necessarily like to like devour Himawari and devour Naruto. It's really just evolution. So the overall idea, though, I kind of agree. It's going to take a lot, hypothetically, in this hypothetical or theoretical world, for Kawaki to join Jura's side, which now I believe it's probably like significantly unlikely. But like, if that was the case, it wouldn't be far fetched simply because like Jura's dead set goals of like, let's say, absorbing or devouring Naruto and devouring Himawari, those aren't necessarily devouring Otsutsuki. His main thing for evolution is devouring an Otsutsuki, so like it's a little bit different. What he wants them for is information. Like, he wants the Nine Tails to figure out a whole bunch of stuff about his own like background and lineage. I think the biggest thing in a way, or one of the biggest that you kind of brought up as well, is essentially like he believes that the world's going to end hypothetically if the God Tree is planted. However, if through some means we figure out that that is not the case, which we've already theorized before, I think now it becomes a possibility. I think now it becomes a heavy possibility.
I agree. Plus, hell, you could even do this. I mean, we're operating under the assumption that there's still a few Otsutsukis in space, right? We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
So you could just use Jura as an attack dog. Hey, Earth's off limits, but hey, why don't you and I go into space? We'll hunt down a couple Otsutsukis. You can go destroy those planets and evolve. I feel like that would be funny. Because if Jura wants to devour multiple Otsutsukis, and Kawaki wants to kill multiple Otsutsukis, as long as Jura gets it in his mind that that Naruto and Himawari are off limits, they kind of have similar goals. Although, Boruto would say, "I never thought you'd go this far because you're basically committing genocide in space by doing that." But no, I can see that there are ways, and there is a bit of wiggle room to have Jura and Kawaki see eye to eye. It would just have to we'd have to have a lot more information shown to us for it to happen. I wouldn't write it off though.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. My thing with Jura, it seems like if we introduce the outside world, he'd be way more interested in the world outside of Earth.
100%.
If that makes sense. Even if you tell him the lore of the Ten Tails and Otsutsuki, like how the Ten Tails are just like the Otsutsuki dogs out in other worlds, I feel like he'd be way more inclined to do that But if it's talking about specifically evolution,
you think so though? Not well. Like think about it though. Like he has the whole world at his grasp, and he stays in the village. So do you think that he'll be more interested though?
I think so. Well,
I feel like
No, go ahead.
I feel like right now, the only real sources of information, like large sources of information for Jura right now, are the tailed beasts, the original ones, or Momoshiki, because the tailed beasts can tell him their story and how they were a ten tails and how Hagoromo split them and their views on everything. But the real one who actually knows the history of ten tails is Momoshiki.
Mhm.
If you get rid of Momoshiki, Jura's only real answers to himself would be in space. Would be another Otsutsuki. So, if you give him more enticing information, I can see him looking at space as a potential source of information. But first, he has to exhaust Earth's information. So first, he has to go to the tailed beast, see if he can glean any type of information from them, or even have Momoshiki lore drop us a ton of things. Because right now, Momoshiki's going through his homeless arc. Like you'd think he'd know what's going on with the tailed beasts, but he doesn't care right now.
Homeless park?
Yeah, he's in his homeless arc. He's squatting. Like dude's depressed.
Call him a squatter is crazy.
Dude's depressed.
I have a crazy idea about this whole Momoshiki thing. I think it's possible that Momoshiki knows a way to just like destroy Jura immediately because he knows how to control ten tails, and he's not saying it because he wants Boruto to die.
Yeah, he just doesn't care anymore. Like, he says, I'm tired of living in this 15-year-old boy. I'm tired of eating nothing but hamburgers or whatever burger Boruto liked. He's just done. Like, he lost. Like, Boruto's will beat him. And he just wants death if we take him off at face value. So he's checked out right now. Like, I have him right now, dude. You just checked out. Like, dude even says, yo, freeloader, as sulky as ever I see. Dude's been sulking for 3 years. Like, he has nothing right now. Like, he knows whatever I try to do, Koji's just going to tell this man, oh, yeah, Momoshiki's going to do A, so you should do B. So dude's depressed. Even that whole deal with them, Koji already saw it. And he said, yo, how did that deal go with Momoshiki? We know in the flash forward, Jura's a moot point, supposedly, and he has full control of karma. So he's going through his squatter arc right now. Dude's just depressed. Unfortunately, to all the Momoshiki fans.
Oh yeah, facts. Quick question though. Hypothetically, in a hypothetical world, if Jura actually does get the chakra fruit, and he even theorized this by himself, will he then feel like he's completed his evolution? Because I guess that would be like the completion of the God tree, or would he potentially try to evolve more?
I feel like because they have human emotions now, because they have sentience now, intrinsically, they're never going to be full. Because just look at humanity. The more you have, the more you want. You're never going to stop. Hidari wants Sarada because he thinks devouring Sarada will tell him more about himself, will help him close that hole in his heart. Same thing with the other divine trees in general, because they're operating off human emotion. The stronger Jura gets, he's still gonna want to learn more. He even says it. The more I learn, the more questions I have. When he was reading books, that's a sign of becoming human. He's a tailed beast that's becoming more human, just like how Himawari, on the opposite side of the spectrum, is a human who's becoming more like a tailed beast. So because he has sentience now, he could evolve for as much as he wants. He's probably never gonna find that answer that he's looking for. And I feel like that has to be something he starts addressing to himself, because, you know, he thinks Naruto is the source of all his answers, but Naruto's gonna say, you know, I just befriended these tail beasts. I treated them like humans, and, you know, we talked. That's basically it. I feel like
no jutsu, bro. Like...
exactly. He's trying to find something that isn't there, in my opinion, because that's what humans always do. Humans always have questions. Humans are always wanting more, be it power, be it wealth, being information, and it's never enough. So I think he won't find what he's looking for. I think that's what makes him a flawed character, like how every character, you know, has a flaw of some kind for the most part. I feel like that's his flaw. He's looking for something that's not there.
Yeah, for a fact. For a fact. My thing specifically with Jura, hypothetically, you tell him about the expansive world outside of Earth, would he then be more curious to then actually go to like a Ten-Tails or devour Ten-Tails?
It's in his character.
Yeah. Like if you tell him that Earth's only a speck of information that the universe holds, like it's in his character to say, you know what? I want to see more of the universe. I want to see how these other civilizations work. I want to see this and that. Like
because you'd have to assume he'd get more information from a Ten-Tails than a Nine-Tails. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I kind of disagree on that because Kurama is sentient, while a base Ten-Tails is more of a mindless creature operating off instinct. So what with Jura, basically what Jura is going through right now, the tail beasts already lived through it. So Kurama, Shukaku, Gyuki, Goku, they all lived through it. They used to be part of a mindless beast, and they gained sentience, and over the course of millennia, they grew into their own characters by, living through life, like how a normal human goes through. In Jura's case, he just got sentience just like that. He didn't have no Hagoromo to tell him why he's here, why he was created, what is his goal in life. He just became sentient and was left to his own devices. Because he is a piece of Ten-Tails. He is the main body of Ten-Tails, because the others aren't really Ten-Tails. They're just facsimiles of their host with Ten-Tails chakra and their host's chakra. In Jura's case, he is a tailed beast just like the others. He's just a different... I don't know how to say it, but more so a slightly different life form. So I feel like what he's going through, the tailed beast already went through, like fully. And even Kurama talks about it in chapter 26. He talks about how Himawari is closer to him and Jura, and basically saying that him and Jura are pretty much the same. Even Jura talks about how him and Nine-Tails are pretty much the same because they're both incarnations of a Ten-Tails, and that's why Jura is able to sense the tail because he's also connected with them intrinsically by being the same life form. So I feel like it's just he doesn't have a Hagoromo to teach him. Basically, I feel like Naruto could have been that Hagoromo, but Kawaki has him in a chokehold right now. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, true.
Where is it? Here's chapter 25. Hang on. Yeah, it was chapter 25. It is right here. You are human, and yet, if anything, you're more similar to me and Jura. So, we basically have two sides of the same coin. We have a tailed beast who's becoming more human, and a human who's becoming more like a tailed beast.
So, my next question would be, what about the other tailed beasts? I feel like that would probably be like the next quest for Jura, right? Like they have sentience as well. It'd probably be like a significantly less stressful operation.
I agree. If Hagoromo, if not Hagoromo, if Ikamoto wanted to include them, and I feel like we've had them name dropped kind of, and I feel like it would be a real missed opportunity not to have it mesh with Himawari's arc, because now you have Kurama back. You still have the other tailed beasts kicking around, but they're not really doing anything. And I feel like it would be a 100% a missed opportunity, because I think I said this in the last podcast, but Naruto, while he's not the meeting place for the tailed beasts anymore, he still had one or two of them on speed dial. He could have literally called Killer Bee and said, "Yo, put Gyuki on the phone for me. Yo, can you hit up my boy Goku or whoever and ask them to help me out for a bit, or Shukaku." It just feels like, yeah, exactly.
Anybody.
It just feels weird that they're not utilized, and I really hope they fix that, because now you have Himawari, who's basically the next gen of Naruto. You have a new tailed beast questioning tailed beasts, so I hope we get them. One of the reasons why I have low hopes is because we were in the sand and Gara was in danger and Shukaku didn't give a shit. He just said, "You know what? Gara's gonna die. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna chill in wherever pot they have me in." So, unfortunately, I feel like unless we go to the cloud right now, we're not really gonna get a tailed beast. because the only one I have hope for right now is Gyuki, which is 8 Tails.
I see what you mean. Well, I kind of have a tiny bit of hope for 7 Tails for him.
I hope we see them all. I hope we see them all because for
Hopefully.
example, you could easily give Himawari that power up. If Himawari is lacking in power, which I don't think she'll be lacking in power, but 6-pad Sage mode is always an option for her. Get every piece of the tail beasts. That's an easy path to power.
Yeah, for a fact. And to be honest, specifically for a character like Sarada, I think it's even more important because of the Mangekyo Sharingan. Like, she needs a chakra source at a point.
Himawari, can you hit up one of the tailed beasts that like Uchiha is?
So you want her to treat a tail beast as a battery pack bar? That's what you're saying?
Basically, but even more than that, to be honest. Hypothetically, if she does get the the Byakugo seal, the 7 Tails is like perfect for it. It's damn near the same thing. It's basically Katsuyu in tail beast form.
I feel like at this point you just have Himawari give her a chakra cloak. Just do what Sasuke and Naruto were doing. And give her like the majestic attire Susanoo.
I wouldn't mind. That'll probably be like a standard thing in the next few arcs.
I just feel like the tailed beasts in general are underutilized because you have the world ending, and they're gonna get screwed over too if they don't help, and they're just not helping. Unfortunately, I just don't know why they're not being included a lot because I feel like
their time's already passed, bro. They're just here for retirement days.
And honestly, if the world gets destroyed or whatever, they always respawn. They don't really die, so it's not like they're really in any type of trouble.
It's literally up to the next generation.
It just feels interesting because you had Naruto save them and bail them out, but they
won't do the same for him. It says, screw this dude, bro. We're not trying to get captured again, especially not by no fucking Jura. You serious? Nah, I'm good.
I do want to see the reactions to other villages, and I think that inevitably brings up the 8 Tails. Like, would the Cloud Ninja comment on the Jura situation or the Shinju situation, and how would they feel about it? Like that,
100%. And we don't really have to limit the divine trees. Like, for all we know, they could pull a sand village. Mama, she got clapped. You know what? We had a few Cloud Rams, but a few Cloud Ninja. Let's get a new Cloud Ninja divine tree. Let's go to the Cloud Village.
True. I won't be surprised. I forgot it. I keep on forgetting names. My memory is terrible. But the Kazekage, Dari. I won't be surprised. Dari. The next thing you know, he turns into a Shinju.
100%. Or even B. Like, what happens if a Jinchuriki gets bit by a Cloud Ram and becomes a divine tree?
Oh yeah, I guess that would be like the perfect situation to figure out what would happen if they actually did get a tail beast.
Because 8 Tails is a mature divine tree. Even though he's pieces of a divine tree, he's still a piece of a chakra fruit. And I can pull up the panel because unlike Jura is an incomplete divine tree. In the tailed beasts, in the original tailed beasts case, they're chakra fruits. They're pieces of chakra fruit. So if we go by the anime, because I think in the anime they said that the tree Naruto was hooked up to was created by using the speck of chakra that they got from 8 Tails. So it would be interesting seeing what would happen if a Cloud Grime actually devoured a piece of a chakra fruit. Because as incomplete as it is, it's still a chakra fruit at the end of the day.
Yeah, true.
Here it is. I found it. Imagine that the chakra fruit we seek in the form of a beast. Furthermore, it is in numerous pieces that are scattered across the land. This is but one such fragment, and then when he tried to find the largest fragment, he sends Kurama.
You have it?
Oh no, I just said that he sends Kurama.
I thought you said Craw. I thought you said Craw.
I might have cut out. Yeah, he sends Kurama as the largest chakra fruit. And then even when Momoshiki does meet Naruto, Sasuke said they're after chakra fruit, which means the tail beast chakra in you, because that is like Naruto was the host of a chakra fruit indirectly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. I'm super excited to see exactly if they would like try to at least touch on it in the anime. Like, would that actually be? Hold on, give me a second.
I hope so too.
Mama fell.
Oh, give me a second. I'll be right back. Right back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really hope we do get more tailed beasts because I feel like this should be their arc because we are dealing with a tailed beast and they're basically what's the right word? They're basically Jorah's predecessor. Yeah, I'd use that word because they've lived through kind of what Jorah's been going through.
Facts. I see what you're saying. I mean, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me. Ikimoto's been throwing curveballs all series long, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see more tail beasts or other villages popping up in the future chapters, bro.
I agree. Plus, I feel like Himawari should have the option of seeing the other tailed beasts and just learning from them and just like being that voice of reason to where Kawaki and Barge just want to destroy the divine tree, but then you can have that neutral side, which could be Himawari. Like we've seen tailed beasts become forces of good. Why should Jorah be condemned, or like not even Jorah? Say we get the original Ten Tails reformed back. Why condemn the Ten Tails to oblivion when we've seen what good we can do rehabilitating a tailed beast?
I mean, people don't got the creation of all things, so like you would either be stuck with just Jorah or like a rampaging tail beast. So I think somebody could like seal it or try to say like Jorah himself. I don't know. I think he's too I don't know. I guess you could say he's too curious about life for him to just be stalled at like, oh, I'm gonna just fight to protect this or just be here with the good guys and stuff like that. But at the same time, in terms of like killing him, that's not really a viable option right now. So
100%.
Yeah, just like sealing him off, or
Also, I feel like with the
something
creation of all things, I feel like they could easily just say, "Oh yeah, we can just split the tailed beasts into new chakra monsters. Like, give us a quick, easy solution with the amount of shinjutsus we have now, with omnipotence and just with ninja tech in general, and like what Code did split the Ten Tails into Clawgrabs. I feel like they could easily just say, "Oh yeah, we can give this Ten Tails intelligence, or we can just split it and give it intelligence." I feel like that's something simple.
You might just gain the same personality as Jorah again, though.
Yeah, but like more stable or something, or just talk no jutsu him to the death or something.
Yeah, maybe you never know.
I mean, we've seen it in other shonen. We've seen Majin Buu, someone who was said to be pure evil, become a good guy.
Well, yeah. That's Majin
Piccolo.
Buu. It was always solid with Majin Buu. They wasn't gonna bring back Kid Buu and have him be on the.
Yeah.
I mean, Kid Buu did come back though as Oob.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ooh, but there wasn't for like Kid Buu or like Buhan or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Just.
Buhan was
I don't
actually
know, man. Jorah, I know, yeah. I think Jorah is interesting enough to where it's like it's not gonna be just as simple as like maybe chakra fruit or like whenever he switches up his ideals, but I don't think it's gonna be as simple as like him just switching sides. I think he's still gonna be antagonistic throughout his entire character arc.
Yeah, I see it 100%.
That's not crazy. Not crazy.
Hey, somebody in the chat makes a good point. Well, this is a good topic right here. What role will Hadari play in the next chapter? Because he was in the updated Koji vision. Shout out Marlo.
Oh, he was. Oh, let me see.
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Oh, rock out.
They saying he doing the little Itachi Sasuke forehead thing to Sarada.
I feel like he'll just be
the streets
character development for Sarada in general, and like I feel like he will turn turncoat. Funny enough. It's just too funny where Sasuke was that turncoat in Naruto, so it'll be interesting to see the guy who's Sasuke's template just turn turncoat and help Sarada. But I feel like at the end of the day, he'll just be Sarada's character development, especially if we move on to EMS territory, because I feel like we do need a battle that drains Sarada of her vision. I feel like Hidari could be that fight.
Well, quick question now: what happened to the Kodo Matsukami eye in the pigeon?
It was destroyed.
Well, I said pigeon. I mean,
here it is.
He took it out of
right
Naruto after he gained He used that eye to gain his control of his body when he got Edo Tensei.
Yeah, and then he burned it with Amaterasu.
Yeah.
And the other one was destroyed too, right?
The other one
was
was
already
killed by
destroyed with that
Danzo.
dumbass nigga Shishu.
So
Or maybe
basically, the one
Danzo.
the I think it was the right eye. The right eye is what Danzo had. He
Mhm.
sealed it in his little seal thing that he tried to get Sasuke with, so Obito couldn't get that eye. And in Itachi's case, when he used the eye he stored in Naruto with the crow, once he used Koto Amatsukami to free him from Edo Tensei's control, he just burned the eye with Amaterasu. He said it would have taken 10 years for the eye to reactivate, which I feel like that's a nice power to have, but I'm guessing he didn't want that power to just be there, so it got destroyed. In
He said down like Itachi. He should just kept in it tough.
in Sarada's case, we know she's going blind. We know she's losing her vision progressively, just like regular Mangekyo Sharingan users. So right now, her main path to the EMS is either Sasuke's original eyes, which makes the most sense. Sasuke's EMS, which I'm iffy about. That's one eye at the end of the day, or some Hidari type plotline. I personally think it's Sasuke's original eyes. What do you guys think?
I think that seems like the most realistic situation. It does. And to be honest, I haven't even really my reservations with the Sasuke eye and why I pretty much like completely forgot about it. I didn't necessarily, or I guess I forgot because this was a thing in the series already. I forgot that you could actually reuse already grayed out eyes, and that in itself could become Mangekyo Sharingan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Sasuke got Itachi's sick ass eyes.
And doesn't it have to be the eye of like a blood relative as well too?
Yeah,
it has to be.
Yeah, because you can't just plug and play any random Sharingan,
right?
Because that's not gonna work. Like even Itachi says it. Like you can't just like go around plugging some random dude's Sharingan and just expect to get an EMS. It has to be something like deep. Like
However,
yeah.
I was thinking specifically with the Shinichia, I talked about this before, where their DNA, it was special because it matched with everyone's. So like hypothetically, if she does get a Mangekyo Sharingan from like, and it is a synthetic Mangekyo Sharingan, so we do have to also add that in, would still have the same effects with the regular Mangekyo Sharingan to create an EMS. Heavy question, but the fact that their DNA would likely match with Sarada's, I thought was interesting.
I think we're gonna wait for the EMS to come. I think that's like last arc power up. Like we worried about it too soon. We're gonna have to see more of her regular Mangekyo fleshed out, and then what Ikimoto is planning to do with her Susanoo, whether it's like a regular traditional Susanoo, like a miniature Susanoo, or like a armored, like she can pull parts of her Susanoo spirit and 100%. Just apply it to her body. Like that's what I'm really focused on when it comes to Sarada. I'm trying to see how, because when you think about people like, unfortunately, I got to bring up this nigga name Shisui, but yeah, when you think about people like Shisui and then other goats like Itachi,
wow, this guy really hates Shisui, bro.
I'm saying though, when you think about like him and then other goats like Itachi and stuff like that, like they had the Mangekyo for like damn near longer than 5+ years because they were smart with their usage. Like Sasuke was a 1 in a million. The circumstances,
he burned himself out. He was a dumbass.
He was emotional, and then he literally fought 5 Kage and then killed one, and then tried to kill his former team. Like he was gonna go blind. Like Sarada's not gonna do that. So she got a good, like, I think, rest of the majority of the story before we start worrying about like effectively like seeing her vision go fuzzy. Or maybe I could be wrong, Hidari can max her out in a fight from some unknown reason and she starts to overuse her eye. But even at that point, it's like Sasuke had to, like, it went from the Killer Bee fight all the way up to the 5 Kage summit stuff. Like he was spamming it. That's the only reason he went blind. 100%. So I don't see Sarada's usage being like that.
And pivoting back to the Hidari question, that's what I was thinking. I think he'll just be used as character development for Sarada. I think that's going to be her final fight with the Mangekyo. Right. So I feel like that'll be something that'll take everything out of her to be able to defend herself against Hidari. And whether Hidari turn cold or not, I think that'll be the pivotal point where she inherits her father's will of fire. Because once she gets Sasuke's eyes, she's carrying on her father's legacy. Now she's using her dad's power. In Sasuke's case, he carried on his brother's legacy. That Renegon was at the end of the day Itachi's eye that was used. His eyes were stored in Obito's lab, and whether Sasuke took them or Sakura has them or whatever, if they go that route, she will be carrying Sasuke's will and Sasuke's powers.
I think that's what Boruto has. Like when you go back to the chapter before him and Mitsuki was duking it out, and everybody was on some, oh, Boruto was about to tell Sakura that he loves her. No, when he didn't finish his conversation, he was going to tell her as Sasuke took me to the cave back when we was training back in the day. He gave me his eyes. I'm going to give them to you. Just pluck them
100%.
in with his
That'd be
tongue.
fire. That'd be 100%.
I think that's what he needs to tell Sakura. He was going to tell her that he has her father's eyes.
In my pockets.
She gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, your dad gave me his eyes. He's like, here, put these eyes in your sockets. You know, you gonna get stronger.
Like, I'm sorry I took away half your inheritance. I know you wanted that Renegon eye, but here's his Sasuke's last model eyes, like the older iPhone.
So that's most realistic, but I think that's gonna be something where it's like, that's what they were hoping for, because like what we was talking about earlier, like how the dialogue Koji's using whenever he's referring to how pivotal Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan is, it's interesting because it already, like, when you just look at all of the clues around Boruto and Koji's conversations, whenever they're referring to Sarada or whatever they're referring to the battle in the Sand Village, like they've discussed these scenarios time and time again, and they also discussed the fact that Sarada and having this Mangekyo Sharingan power not only is a thing, but something that's going to be crucial in multiple futures. So we see, like, with Sasuke in the flashback, like Sasuke's literally telling Boruto, like, yeah, bro, I don't know what's going on, but her eyes, I saw them firsthand. Them Jones is powerful. It's going to be a crazy power in the future. How would Sasuke know that unless he felt like the immense chakra or pressure from it once seeing her activated? So he's like, that had to have been some type of key where, like, at one point in their training, Sasuke's like, all right, let's go back over here. I know, like, my daughter, she awakened some crazy power. She finna go blind. Maybe he thinking like, damn, I went blind in 2 weeks. Hopefully she not like me. So he's like, yeah, let's go find my old eyes, and you keep these. Or maybe they had them somewhere, and then after Sasuke triified, Boruto's like, damn, I need to keep these eyes safe for Sarada in the future.
You know, it'd be funny, and this is a crackpot theory that's never gonna happen, but I'm gonna say it on the off chance that it does, so I can take credit for it.
That's how I'll be.
But it would be funny if Mawashi wins this fight, devours Ada, gets the Senragon. Because remember, one of Hidari's plans was trying to figure out how to get a Sharingan.
Yeah.
Because he said he needed eyes like Sarada's to be able to use the Chidori.
Yeah.
So stick with me. This is a crackpot theory, though. I don't think it'll happen. Mamushi gets the Senragon. He looks back into the past, finds where Sasuke's eyes are, tells Hidari, yo, it's in the mountains graveyard. Go get them. And then he gets Sasuke's eyes, and for Sarada to get Sasuke's eyes, she has to be Hidari.
That would be crazy. To be him for I see what you mean. I don't think that would happen, but that would.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen. That's like total crackpot theory.
But now
I think it'd be funny. You
mentioned something that I had thought about the other day when you talked about, like, because Hidari did bring up the idea of, like, dang, Sarada got these eyes. That's probably why she can use the Chidori, or basically allows her the effects or the benefits of being able to counterattack and stuff like that. But when we really think about it, like, Hidari probably just showed us, like, the fastest Chidori in history, because he literally combined it with the space-time ninjutsu. Like, he popped out of an instantaneous belt rather than just, like, you get the tunnel vision from going straight, right? He didn't go straight. He just literally went in his belt and then out.
Yeah, so what had happened, sorry to cut you off, but what had happened is he realized that he wouldn't be able to use the Chidori effectively the normal way. So he changed up his fighting style to using it through the claw rock, because then he wouldn't get the tunnel vision at all.
He uses it more like a jab than anything, honestly.
Yeah, I'm saying, because, like, every time he popped up in Boruto, it was right through the claw mark. Boom, Chidori.
In a way, still kind of
Chidori.
In a way, he still kind of did get the tunnel vision because he left himself open for a counterattack. But it's still impressive that Sarada dodged it. Like, the fact that I agree with the speed feat, though.
I'm just thinking, like, he low-key, like, maybe he's just, like, underestimating himself. Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, this nigga's literally instant teleporting and trying to Chidori people's heads off. And he's talking about something, I still need a Sharingan. Boy, if you don't... lock in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled it. I pulled the panels for the Sorta fight.
You look
You
at
ever
this man.
talk? Oh, what?
Look at him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Straight out the belt, bro. Don't gotta worry about nothing.
I was shocked and appalled. I was taken aback.
I mean, even the one against Boruto is the same. So, yeah. He said I was taken aback.
He said I was taken aback. Shocked
Bro,
and appalled.
She was supposed to be what? Jonin level max. Maybe Kage level if you were highballing. She's Otutsuki level now, automatically, just off of that feat.
To be fair, they were already Joni level, like in the middle of part 1. Like they were already hitting those numbers because Boruto at the end of the academy was already tuning. And then we have Mitsuki on the side. Then once they become Genin, he has that base Jonin power level. Plus, Boruto as a Genin, as a new Genin, already knew 3 changes in chakra natures. To become a Jonin, you need 2. His team also had special permission to do A-ranked missions. This is like what I say with the Konohamaru situation. Unlike Kakashi, who was given pretty much new ninjas, with only Sasuke really being around shooting level, Konohamaru was kind of given full-fledged ninjas at the end of the day. So they were already at that striking power. And let's see, I can pull it up where they even say Boruto's getting team were special. They can get sent on those A-rank Zabuza type missions.
Yeah.
Unlike
Bro,
Naruto, who had to do dog work or like chasing a cat and stuff.
Yeah, but like, bro, in the part 1, you take. That's the thing. People confuse like when we upscale a lot of Boruto generation, they think like we're doing the entire. No, we just talking about the niggas that matter. Like these are the niggas that are upscale.
Like here's this. So Naruto, because he's a glue eater, a bumbling idiot. He needed to do D-ranked missions, and just barely after Sweet talking the 3rd Hokage, he got put on a C-rank mission. Of course, Tazno lied, and it got updated to an A-rank mission. But Naruto, his power level, like on a normal day, not with like Nine-Tail shenanigans or like Shadow Clones, with him and Sakura, they're stuck in these things. Odd jobs, fighting cats, babysitting, errands, or, bandits. But then we get here a little synopsis. As a general rule, Genin are only supposed to be assigned D and C rank missions. But due to workforce shortages after the Great Ninja War, there are more than a few Genin in every village who are assigned B and A rank missions, of whom Boruto is one. So he has the power level, the team as a whole, to where, we can send you on B and A rank missions, and we're not going to be afraid of that you're going to die. So we know that they have that power output. And then if we go back to original Naruto, no, they're grunt work. They can't do that because other than Sasuke and other than Naruto in a life or death situation, they're going to get clapped in an A-rank mission. If Kakashi doesn't, pull up. Hang on, let me find the color one. That's just a nitpick for me. Here, and then I think it's chapter 5.
That is chapter 694.
Okay, this is still a test. Still the test.
I think I see at the end of the arc. At the end of the chapter.
Okay, I think it's.
Bro, I gotta read the.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Next assignment for Kakashi's Team 7 will be to babysit for the Council of Elders, to run errands to the neighboring village, to help dig sweet potatoes. That's their power level. Right off the bat, Boruto, fresh out of the academy, you can take A rank, B rank missions. In Naruto's case, nah. You're getting D rank.
Well, I mean, like what you was reading before, it said it was because it was just shortage. So it was kind of like they were forced to take on those higher ranked missions. Whereas like in Naruto's day, they had more than enough staff to cover every rank.
Yes, but also to be fair, you're giving them special exception because of their power level. Because you're not giving it to regular ninja. You're not like Naruto's not going to send 3 unprepared ninjas on an A rank mission. He's going to make those exceptions to those gifted ninjas.
Yeah,
in the original Team 7's case, you're not sending Sakura onto a B rank mission. You're not even sending Naruto to a B rank mission. you could argue maybe Sasuke's ready for a C rank, maybe a lower B rank, but not by himself.
Right.
In the new Team 7's case, you have Mitsuki hitting at a Jonin level of power. You have Boruto hitting at a Jonin level of power. And you have Sarada right there with them. So in their cases, they're one of the few exceptions to where their power level is hitting on a Jonin class of power, like right off the bat for the most part.
Yeah, for a fact. Oh, you guys talked about the Sasuke being in the scene a little bit earlier. I kind of left for that, or had to leave for that, unfortunately. Did you guys bring up the Occam's razor thing? Maybe Sasuke actually just wants to devour Sarada at that moment.
Who? Who's Occam?
Occam's razor. It's like the most obvious outcome.
Oh, bro. My bad. I thought that was a dude. I thought this was like a new jutsu or some shit. Like Occam razor. Who got that?
No, my bad. Yeah, I should have probably. But I had two separate Occam's razor claims. But I know I'm kind of jumping back. But the first one is obviously Sasuke wants to kill Sarada right there. But while we're talking about her potentially getting the EMS, is it possible for her to like steal Hidari's Rinnegan?
What is a Rinnegan really going to accomplish? It doesn't seem like Hidari actually
it'll
uses
just
his
give her a
Rinnegan.
chakra. It'll give her a chakra boost, but I don't know.
I'm 50-50
I'm
because
that too.
Because for all we know, because most of their body is comprised out of chakra, what's to say once Hidari gets like killed off, those Rinnegan eyes just disappear?
Disappear. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't say they're necessarily flesh and blood. I'm 50-50. Like I could
I don't
see
even
it.
think they're like traditional. Well, they might be traditional, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't really use his Rinnegan except for like regular Ohos. He's using them to see.
Yeah, plus his Rinnegan ability seems to be tied to the claw marks because they each have a special claw mark ability. In his case, he can spawn claw marks from his line of sight. So I feel like unless you're just giving her that Rinnegan as a pure chakra boost, and then it just merges with her Sharingan to help it out, I don't think she'll necessarily gain any new powers through that Rinnegan. I feel
claw
like
marks.
Yeah. You think she'd get claw marks? I feel like that would be interesting. That would be funny.
But I also bring up the fact that it's possible that Hidari doesn't know Rinnegan abilities.
That is also possible.
But it seems like Rinnegan abilities are just inherent. They don't even really have to practice or do anything like that. Kind of like Sarada. Sarada unlocked her Mangekyo and she didn't have to train to use her abilities. It's just something that she inherently knew.
The argument Bar could make though is because they're not necessarily the original user, so their Rinnegan are more so reflections of the original Ten Tails. So I guess you could make the argument that just like how Kakashi wasn't the real owner of Obito's eye, he had to actually train to learn how to use his Mangekyo. So I guess we could say that, but then we also run into the situation where even Jura's not really using any traditional traditional Rinnegan abilities though.
My thing they might not know how to use it practically, like in battle. And we see that with a lot of the Otsutskis as well. And it's not just the Rinnegan, it's the Byakugan as well. But it's not necessarily, it probably wouldn't even be that they don't necessarily know how to use it in battle, or they don't necessarily know how to practically use it in battle. It's possible that they don't see it as an advantage.
I think they probably retconned. I think they retconned the Rinnegan. Now that I'm thinking about it, bro, because ever since Boruto, when you think about it, bro, Rinnegan is like a Sharingan. A new character got a Rinnegan is just going to be what do they Rinnegan do? What can their Rinnegan do? Like the only people, and then it's like we had to really remind ourselves, like in Shippuden, they was just passing around Madara's eyes, so it makes sense. Maybe it's just that Madara's eyes had those 6 paths, so that everybody who got Madara's eyes had the 6 paths. That's why we saw Pain have it. That's why we saw Madara have it, and then we saw Obito. But the only thing that makes it like
low key has it too.
I was about to say the only thing that makes it like iffy is the fact that Sasuke does the whole he can control the gravity. He has the push and pull thing. He does.
Yeah, and he can absorb chakra.
Absorb chakra. He just never did the the weapons,
the weapon and the soul thing.
Yeah,
but yeah. So it's like I don't know. Like is that Kishimoto was just like D-boy because we know he loved Uchiha. That's just him. Like, all right, let me just get Sasuke everything we saw them other people doing. And then like we see Momoshiki and Urashiki, like they got time warping abilities. They got taking absorption and then refining it back twice as strong abilities, but we ain't never seen them do simple push and pull or I don't even know like a planetary devastation or something.
Well, Mike makes a good point in here. It's like he says that those are Jura eyes. It's like the pain sharing eyes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even with Jura, like his is different. Like his eyes are linked to like the scattered Bijou bomb shot with like the left eye or the right eye, and then the other eye is just long range sniper bullets and stuff like that.
True.
So like everybody's eyes is different.
Yeah, that's why I asked originally if it's possible. You know, it's for sure possible that these are just reflections of Jura's eyes, similar to the pain thing, or it's like, hey, they have Renegons, but they're not Renegons. And not only just the pain thing. Remember when Obito had the Mangekyo Sharingan and the Renegon, and all the Jinchurikis essentially had that same exact eye. It could be that, but again, it could be the other way.
I stand my fault real quick, Bar. I stand corrected. Someone did mention in the comment section. Momoshiki did do Almighty Push against Naruto and Sasuke. So So yeah, I don't know what the fuck Ikimoto's doing. They're not.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I don't know what the fuck Ikimoto's doing.
When they shouted
Momoshiki did Almighty Push the fuck out of all of them weapons that Naruto and Sasuke summoned.
You said I don't know what the fuck.
I guess you can make the argument that say Jura has the abilities of the Renegon. Are they useful to him right now as the strongest being on the planet? Because Sasuke had so many different Renegon abilities, but most of them are really useless against someone like Jura to an extent. And you could argue, yeah, I have this technique, but why would I use it if it's just going to cost me chakra? It becomes it's basically the Kakashi argument. We have multiple people saying, oh, Kakashi knows 1,000 jutsu. Why do we only ever see 2? Because knowing how to use a jutsu and knowing when to use a jutsu are 2 different things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what need does Jura have to turn his body into a walking armory with like rocket launchers and like
just see mad missiles popping out?
When he's already strong enough as is, the only real Renegon ability he would have use for is the soul one.
He'll just upgrade. He'll have nukes and shit on him instead.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Almighty Push and the pull, the push and pull is like one of the most hacks jutsus, bro. I'm like, niggas don't be using that. Y'all crazy, boy. I activate an automatic gravity field around me on some Gojo shit. Just make everything. Every time you walk close to me, you just automatically get repelled away, bro. Niggas can't touch me, literally.
I would say maybe it's weak now. It's just like a breeze, like because Pain is walking through it.
But just look at Sasuke.
Not Naruto was,
at the end of the day, he was using his Renegon as an Uber. He didn't care about the other abilities. He used Almighty. He used the planetary devastation once. That failed. And said, you know what? I'm going back to using it as a lift. You know, as an Uber. And that's the only good ability my Renegon gives me.
Bro is using it as a ride share. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Sasuke never even flew. I mean, he did have the Susanoo, but like Sasuke could have just been out here flying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been
seriously, for real.
Just manipulate the gravity around yourself, bro.
Do you think that how like he can summon different portions of the Susanoo? Like he doesn't have to summon the whole Susanoo. You know how Susanoo has wings? You think that he could have just summoned the wings on his back?
Shit, that's what I'm trying to see with Sarada, because at this point we ain't see it with the GOAT Sasuke. We're gonna have to see. Maybe
I feel like
do with Sarada.
I feel like we do need to find a way to shrink the Susanoo because we've moved past giant forms. Like we've seen what Jigen did. They're kind of useless. With Naruto, he had a chakra cloak, and I'm going under the assumption that Himawari will have one too. The whole Kishimoto fan art thing.
I think Bara, did you make that thumbnail with Sarada with like the compressed Susanoo?
Nah, I probably acquired the image, but yeah,
right. You put it up like you made it. Like he showed me like the different frames that he did to make it like compressed and shit. I was like, oh, this nigga Bara is a fucking thumbnail.
No, I made that. You might be talking about the actual Susanoo. I made like a like an art where Sarda had like the actual full-on Susanoo, like full Susanoo.
Nah, remember you had one where she had like the Susanoo. It was like an armor on her though, instead of like this, like the big fucking gigantic what is them things called? Yeah,
I remember,
Avatar.
Yeah, I remember Sasuke having it. I don't remember.
Nah, I swore you did that. I swear. Oh, it could have been Sasuke. It could have been Sasuke.
Yeah, I think I know the picture you're talking about though. Free, you talking about like with Sasuke, he had the sword, and then it was like the Susanoo armor around him. That's actually like an official draw. Kishimoto did that on one of the Naruto anniversary illustration things. He drew like Sasuke with his samurai, and then he had the Susanoo armor.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. I swear Bara had. Oh yeah, yep. That's definitely Sasuke. Yep, you're right. It's this right here. Hold on, let me see. Let me share my screen real quick. This right here. I swear you had made that shit. I'm tripping. This
right here. Hell no.
Yeah, Bara.
That hell no. Hell no.
What the hell?
It's crazy.
But, nah, that should be fire.
A little less than a mask. I think if you give Sarada like arm guards, maybe some wings, maybe some leg guards, and then probably some type of accessory like in the torso area, and then that'll be enough. And then whatever weapon she manifests, like she's out here, yeah. And she can already fly, so I don't know. You don't
think Sarada be fire if she had a compressed Susanoo like this, bro? It's just like,
nah, that's too much, bro. That's too much armor.
It would be, and I think Naruto
too much armor.
He did a thumbnail with Sarada having Susanoo armor. I pulled it up here, so I guess this could be something like what she could potentially get.
Yeah, that's too much armor on Sasuke.
Let me put yours up.
If he was a samurai, then yeah, I rocks with it like that.
Oh, that's
the
fire.
One that Kishimoto, I was about to say the one that Kishimoto drew Sasuke when we had like a helmet on, you could see his face and his Sharingan and stuff. Kind of like how you see we're here with Sarada.
I rock with it. I wouldn't mind. Now, quick question, not to jump back automatically to the Mangekyo Sharingan or the EMS topic. We recently found out a couple of chapters ago, I think it was the last chapter, that resurrection is possible with a karma seal. Now that Sumine is essentially a Mado 2.0, would Boruto bring back Shisui, or let's say any Mangekyo Sharingan user, just for
bro? You about to piss Black off right now, bro.
I did that intentionally.
I said that instinctively.
Shisui out there.
He was like, "What the fuck?"
And you really hit that Shisui button. Not to be fair,
that just threw me off because I was really rocking with what he was saying. I'm like, "Huh, what is he gonna?" And then he just
now, to be fair, I feel like Shisui's the last on that list because you have higher blood relatives even before then. Even if you're disregarding Sasuke's eyes, like why not bring back Itachi? Why not bring back Makoto or Fugaku?
Honestly, like they made it possible in the Naruto series to bring Shisui back though, because they never found Shisui's body.
Yeah, true.
So
he would have brought that nigga back in the war. He was like,
no, for real though. Like, they couldn't find his body and his DNA though, so that would have been why.
But they did. They could have brought him back, but Obito didn't want to give Kabuto that much power. I can pull up the panel.
All the Uchiha Kishimoto wanted and needed was already in the war. He was like, yeah, I don't need nobody else. He had Sasuke, he had Obito, he had Madara, he had Itachi. And who else? Yeah, that's all he needed.
Yeah, plus, adding on more Uchiha just, like, messes things up because, like, you're not going to trust
the Uchiha show. Literally, you got an Uchiha who started the war, an Uchiha who turned cold, an Uchiha who impersonated another Uchiha, and an Uchiha who coming back, everybody hated. Turns out he's going to be the savior of us all. You know what I'm saying? It was just like...
Plus, Obito already knows about Kotsuo Matsukami, giving that power to Kabuto. Doesn't make sense.
I remember when what's his name? Amado was building the Delta 2.0, the new Delta or whatever, and like he had her in that coffin, and everybody was like speculating. Oh, what's yeah, I remember it was like Shisui. Everybody, a lot of people were saying,
oh my god, yeah, I remember that shit.
A lot of people was. I think Shisui was like the number one.
Shisui, that was the main. That was the most like heavy. His name became prominent in the story. When everybody was like, "Yo, who's Amado working on?" Everybody was like, "Shisui."
But he had hair. The hair was flowy and stuff. You should have known it was in Shisui. But that was.
We were saying any names. All names was on the table. What I got going back to the original thing. I guess since it's not Cheese Week, hypothetically, if it's Itachi, would you see that as like a realistic possibility?
It's realistic. I mean, in the canon, Sasuke contemplated along his journey. He was like, "Shit, man, I got the power now. I could revive Itachi if I wanted to."
I got the power.
Yeah, it's like I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought an ad started playing. I was so confused for a quick second. I was like, "What?" But yeah, I was like, he's like, "I got the power. I could do it if I wanted to." But
All right, I found the little panel.
Mm-hmm.
You found the panel, you said? Hold on, put your screen on the stage. There you go. Narrate, brother. Narrate.
All right. He says, it's just that I could not locate Shisui Uchiha's body anywhere, and Jiraiya's was too deep undersea at a water pressure intolerable to human intrusion. However, perhaps there's enough of their personal information material remaining in Danzo's right eye and the 6 Pain's weapons, respectively. And then Obito says, don't push your luck. And then Albert says, well, never mind then. I suppose we have enough pawns for now. And then
I think it's because he would have brought back dumbass Danzo. And it was like, nah, bro. No, don't get ahead.
But then again, this isn't necessarily confirmation that he's dead. It's just that, hey, we have some of Shisui's DNA already.
Yeah, it's just they could have tried it if Obito let him.
So, like, if hypothetically he shows up in chapter 28 with, like, still his Mangekyo Sharingan abilities, you know how Madara still was able to use Susanoo, and he used Kodo Matsukami on Sasuke, or on Hidari, all of a sudden, you feel me? That becomes a two-man style.
I hope Sarada looking at his face and spit on him.
I feel like that just makes Shisui more of a bum. Because what has he been doing for the past 20 years, actually? What has he been doing for the past 2 decades, then?
Push-ups. Sit-ups.
Basically.
And lots of juice.
He was like Mamoru Uchiha. He was on the brink of death during the 4th Great Shinobi War. He was on the brink of death when Momoshiki came back. And after that 3-year time skip, he finally started to recover because he's found some sort of boy that, you feel me, stumbled upon his lair, then start to help him.
Or when he jumped into the water, he bumped his noggin and he don't remember who he is anymore.
He could remember he's still a bum ass.
For the past 20 years.
How you gonna duck a
For the past 20 years. All right, let's see. 21. 30.
What? There's no time limit on amnesia, bro. He knocked that noggin real good.
We gotta start putting more.
It's 3 people in Hidden Leaf history in the data books who's known to duck a fade, and only one of them can hold the reputation of being a real nigga. This nigga, Kakashi dad, killed himself because the village was on his ass so much for him ducking a fade. This nigga, Metal Lee and motherfucking Shisui, they is the biggest bums in the Hidden Leaf. Those are the only 2 niggas I know that'll run from a fight, bro.
Did he run from a fight, though?
My.
What you think he did for what he did against Danzo, bro? He got up out of there, bro, and he decided to jump off the cliff. This is Disney.
He was getting jumped, gang. Like he had to get away. Like he had to get to
I can guarantee you, both me and Shisui couldn't name the other 2 niggas that was trying to jump him with Danzo. He didn't even know who those niggas were, bro.
He's not the first ninja that tried to retreat. He's not the first ninja that had to retreat.
He's not. It was Kakashi's dad. And have we ever heard of a Hidden Leaf ninja that tried to escape or run away from a fight after Kakashi dad killed himself? Just from what the village, he ran away from a mission, and the village scrutinized this nigga so bad he had to off himself, bro.
I gotta call.
And then, this fight, the PTSD is so strong. We can pull up, I think, at least 20 fights Kakashi has been faced with, 20 predicaments, and this nigga looked it straight in the face and said, "Yeah, I'm for the run the fade, bro." Niggas don't run from fights out here, bro. But we got Metal Lee and we got Shisui. But like, it's bad because we know who Rock Lee is.
I mean, he's got
what Rock Lee was about, bro. And Metal Lee, he's just a disappointment spawn of a seed. And Shisui, like, he don't live up to the Uchiha name. That's just it.
I mean, I got the panel right now for Metal Lee.
Brother,
like,
unfortunately, I gotta call it.
Unfortunately, he's a disappointment. Like even in the manga, chapter 3, Metal Lee says, "What about me?" Because they have an introduction to all of Boruto's friends, and Boruto's introducing them, and he doesn't even do Metal Lee because no one cares. Unfortunately, like I have it right here.
Nah.
Like Iojin got a panel.
No more.
Chocho got a panel. Mitsuki got a panel.
Ryzen, you're not sharing your screen no more.
Oh, I'm not. Hang on. Let's see, share screen. Here it is.
Bro, if Metal Lee was there, bro, if Shishui and Metal Lee was there when Team 10 saw Jura, they would have been the first niggas to say, let's turn tail, let's retreat. Let's leave right now. Rather than let's do some teamwork and try to get Himawari out this situation.
Hey, Mike said Itachi ran away twice.
Bro, it's not retreating. Retreating is not running away. I don't know why we're reframing this.
Nah,
Like,
retreat.
The third Hokage.
You can't code it. Shisui ran away. He did not retreat. He ran away. He got his eye took and then he ran.
So what did the third Hokage do when Tobirama died?
I mean, to be fair, bro, if somebody just plucks my eye out the socket like that easily, I'm probably gonna run too.
That's the thing, though, bro. The second Hokage he was the representation for the Hidden Leaf in that situation. He stood and he ran the fade. That was the mission. I'm gonna run this fade. Y'all go back.
But the rest left him to die.
He's running the fade.
He's
running the fade. So that's what Kakashi's dad messed up. His homeboy was about to die, and they like, nah, finish the mission. He's like, fuck that. I'm gonna get you, and we out of here. Nah, Tobirama was like, you know what? We finna die. I'm finna run this fade. Y'all go ahead and dip. That's how you stand on business when you hit a
That is art. You bring up the wrong Kage. I'm talking about the third.
He was in the group that ran away, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
What's the justification for running away?
In that situation, the representation who's holding up the Hidden Leaf symbol on their back is Tobirama because he's the one who's running the fade.
But that's worse than just retreating because you understand you don't have the advantage. You're leaving your teammate to die.
See, I have an objective standpoint and I have a biased standpoint. Which do you want?
I get the biased one first.
Okay, the biased one, third Hokage is built bitch. Because what did Kakashi do? Because Kakashi told Team 7, retreat. Like, get out of here. This mission is above you. What did Naruto say? He said, nah. And threw Kakashi's speech right back at him and then got Kakashi out.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Okay, you know what? How about this? We add the third Hokage to the list of bitch-ass niggas along with Metal Lee
I feel like, I feel like he's built bitch at that point.
And I don't mind because Donzo's in that group and those two ugly-ass elders. So throw the whole group in there.
The quote-unquote God of Shinobi. This is what we're saying now.
But if you want my objective answer, like Uchiha said, Tobirama was that representative. You could argue they're the new generation. They're the king that the Hokage has to protect. So they're the future of the village, retreat. But my biased answer is Bill bitch because this man, like we had it play out with Team 7. If Naruto obeyed, Kakashi would have died. But we have Naruto being their sensei. I got it here.
I was just thinking about it, and Mike is right. Itachi did run. He ran away from.
I was asking.
He ran. No, look, he ran. I don't know about the second time.
Bro, everybody retreats.
I know that he ran away from what's his name?
Jiraiya.
Jiraiya. Yeah, there you go.
You can argue he's a double agent. Why would he cripple the village that much? Why would he try? He doesn't want. He actually doesn't want the Akatsuki to get Naruto. So he's not gonna go fight. He's gonna lie to Kisame and say, yeah, at best we'll both die, so it would be better to retreat because that's not in his plans. But I can take it.
He's a double agent, he's a double agent, like you said. So yeah, I mean,
he said he ran from Mike Guy too, though.
What's the second time? Because I wasn't even thinking about the Jiraiya situation because I wasn't going to count that. You said Mike Guy?
Yeah.
I feel Mike Guy becomes the same situation though to an extent.
Who Itachi ran from Mike Guy?
I don't remember him running from Mike Guy, but that's what Mike said.
Hang on, I got the pages anyway.
I don't remember him running from Mike Guy though.
I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about when Kakashi and Guy ran into Kisame and Itachi, and then they just left. But at that point, you could just argue that he's trying to get Kisame out of the village because their target isn't there anyway. Like, why cripple the village more than you have to? Because it goes back to
Itachi's playing double agent, and he out here doing behind the scenes work and stuff. And it's too great. And I ain't gonna say I'm making an exception because y'all done got me turncoat. I done included motherfucking the third Hokage and his entire entourage. They some hoe ass niggas now. So
yeah, here it is.
Itachi,
I think
don't count with Itachi.
Talking about.
Like you take the fact that Kurenai, she literally looked Itachi in his eye and tried to genjutsu this nigga, bro. That's the dumbest shit you could ever think of, right? We make fun of her for that, but had she decided to turn coat, and run, bro, I guarantee you, bro, endless memes, bro. Niggas is a track star like Kurenai out here, but she
Like
not a
to be
track
fair,
star.
to be fair, Kurenai pulled up. She only had Genjutsu. She said, "You know what? I'm fighting to the death. I'm using everything I got. It might not work,
That's
but
what
I'm
I'm
going
saying,
out
bro.
like a ninja."
So whatever they built in these other Hidden Leaf Shinobi, I'm telling you, niggas, like, I guess we include in the third Hokage. I don't mind Danzo and his bitch ass entourage, but they didn't put that same DNA output inside of Metal Lee and Shisui Uchiha. That's my main point. They not built the same, bro.
Mike also said that Boruto and then ran from Owl. He makes a good point.
Denki pulled up, bro. Denki pulled up in a Timbuktu tinfoil Iron Man suit, and he said, "I'm gonna run this fade, bro." Yeah. Like, come on, bro. Denki's out here like, yeah, niggas talking about something. I ain't got no chance. I'm the underdog. I bet y'all. I dare y'all to take the under. You feel me? And he pulled up and he ran his fade.
That's more. What? All right, I get that. What about the time Sasuke desperately was trying to leave against Killer Bee?
Did he not pull up to run that fade though? He died. The nigga died twice. He stayed long enough to die twice in a fight where it's like, come on, Sasuke. But
so now he has the green light to leave. So now he has the
after he burnt Killer Bee,
I mean, Sasuke ran away from Kinshiki and
Momoshiki,
bro. If you
want
to
no. We still on Killer Bee because we still on Killer Bee because Killer Bee ran away from that fight, regardless of he was winning or not. He ran away from that fight. Can we agree on that or not?
They cheated.
Did he run away after Killer Bee ran away from the fight?
I don't know if Killer Bee ran away.
No, because Killer Bee did the whole clone trick.
Yeah, they went the tentacle and stuff.
Bro, he's been pulling out that clone trick since, like, bro. Like, he's pulled that shit on the Raikage, on Sasuke, on.
Well, I mean, they hit him with the Amatsu. How do you say?
Here
it
is.
I can't even say it. How you say
Amaterasu.
Amaterasu. There you
that's
go.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. This nigga, at this point, Sasuke already died twice. He got brought back to life twice by Karen, and he's still out here like, yeah, I'm gonna run this fade, bro. Like, that's DNA. That's built in. That's that Hidden Leaf Shinobi tactic built in.
You're right. I stand correct on Sasuke.
Zion said, "Well, we acting like Metal Lee wasn't the only one running the fade with Shinky Metal San as 1-on-1."
I mean,
the reason why I don't fuck with Metal Lee, I'll tell you why. Because the nigga he puts on necklaces to deal with anxiety. Like, he's just. I'm not
because he puts on necklaces.
I'm not trying to sound ignorant, but long story short, like, he's just a bitch ass nigga, bro. Like,
dude hasn't even been seen in 100 chapters.
And you're supposed to be Rock Lee's son. You're supposed to be Rock Lee's son, bro. And you telling me you can't deal with anxiety?
Dude's starting to get nervous by just doing push-ups. So,
bro, what? And then the whole entire Funato clan arc, you'd have think with all that screen time they gave Metal Lee, they would have done something for his character. He couldn't even get back for his bitch, bro. They was telling him, oh, he was on the side of the other people, like, we should stop. We shouldn't entice this war. Nigga, y'all better run this fade.
I don't know.
That Metal Lee trying to kill people. He's like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna duck a fade though. I ain't gonna kill nobody, but they talking about fading it. I'm out of here, bro. Metal Lee's, bro, he's different.
I don't know. That Metal Lee Stinky situation is hilarious. Just look at this. Like,
he's different, bro.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Metal Lee peaked. He was born in the wrong era. Taijutsu, like his, won't cut it. And like, nothing he can really do.
That nigga.
Nah, I might have to agree with that. I might have to agree with Metal Lee slander. Yeah, I might have to agree with him. What you were saying, Freya?
You say no. I said they got to shave down, bro. Eyebrows. You say you're gonna have to agree with the Metal Lee slander?
Yeah. After the last Konohamaru thing, I'm starting to realize once the Boruto writers tell you something, believe them. Yeah, they've told us already that Metal Lee isn't like that.
He don't be out here ducking fades. He just out here disappointed.
Yeah,
he's a disappointment. Like, Metal Lee, real life, like, bro. They tried to give him a potential love interest in one of them whack ass 7 Ninja Swordsmen, bro. Shorty got offed in that same arc after they had this. I'm gonna admit, throughout the beginning of the film, I'm like, okay, maybe Helmeppo, because I'm pretty sure that was Shorty's name. Him or something like that, because Helmeppo's from One Piece, but maybe Shorty might be the catalyst to pull Metal Lee out of his bitch nigga tendencies. But unfortunately, her death wasn't enough to do that, because he just took that. He took it on the chin and he was like, oh, the Funato clan. Anyways, we can't hit them, Boruto. Let's not do that. Like, what, bro? What are you talking about?
Do you
man?
think he got over his anxiety over
No,
the
bro.
time skip? No, damn, you
No,
didn't say
no.
that before I even finished my statement.
He couldn't
See-
have done it. I
see, I
hope
feel
so,
like-
but nah.
I feel like Metal Lee is so unimportant. We don't even know who his mom is.
That's crazy.
We know Kiba's girlfriend before we know who Metal Lee's mom, who Rock Lee even married, or if he's still even married. Like she's
10-10.
so unimportant. I mean, we could argue 10-10, but even then, it's such an unimportant thing that they don't even mention it. And I feel like
Is
right
it
now,
unimportant, or are they just leaving it for later on in the story
Yup.
because it's that important?
If like, bro, because you think about it, bro, Araya had the same kind of problem like Metal Lee when we saw him in part 1. Because in the Chunin Museum, he was fighting Sarada, he was shitting bricks because he was scared. He pulls up in a time skip, nigga got a goatee, Balenciaga kicks, a fresh hoodie. He got a sword with Shinki's jutsu chakra coated around it. I'm like, okay, here we go. He not out here like,
Dreads.
people are watching me. I hope I can hold this sword steady enough. Like, nah, bro. Nah, man.
see, all the Lee fans are gonna hate me for this, but I feel like Metal Lee
He
is
has
as
fans?
unimportant as Yodo, because Yodo got glossed over. Even
Bro,
Araya, who
don't-
got his glow up,
Stop.
Even-
Wait, he has what then, Yodo?
That's so disrespectful.
I feel like he's as unimportant as Yodo right now.
That is so
He's more
disrespectful.
unimportant than Yoda. What are you talking
That-
about?
y'all
Yodo's
are
the man
just-
got
Exactly.
Ranger
He's
Sharingan.
the worst.
Exactly.
Yodo pulled
All
out
this
the Ranger Sharingan.
disrespect is crazy.
But think
Alright.
about it. Think about it. Yodo's death got glossed over. Even Araya, who got a glow up, even Shinky, even Gara, that whole finalization of Yodo's arc got skipped over. We didn't see Gara's reaction to Yodo's death. We didn't see
I think we
Shinky
still
or
might get some more screen time in the Sand Village, so they might give us some more reaction
hope
on that.
so,
Once we
too.
see some more Shinky stuff,
We
gonna
did
see,
get
like,
their
the
reaction though.
to
They
Yodo.
didn't have a reaction because they didn't give a fuck.
yeah, because Shinky, we know Shinky knows she's dead. We glossed over that. So next time we see Shinky, unless it's a flashback, he just doesn't care about Yodo's death. At this
Do you
point.
think that he's gonna feel guilt? Like, all jokes aside, do you think he's gonna be guilty because like he is the one? I mean, I know it's not him, but it was something using his strength and not personality, but like using his likeness,
no.
I should say, to
Oh, 100%.
kill Yoda.
Hell no.
I think her death, bro, if we keep it in a being, her death is gonna be a catalyst to drive Shinky and Araya's character not only to be closer, but they're gonna be more inclusive in the story, and it also is gonna connect to Sarada. Because
Exactly.
if they do this, where like we see Shinky actually caring about Yodo dying, it's gonna be like, well, how did she die? You know, well, she died. Essentially, I guess how niggas
Shinky.
already going to change the story. They're like, she died protecting Sarada. So Shinky's mind, like, damn, my homegirl, my teammate, my comrade, you know what I'm saying, my nakama, they died protecting you. So what value do you have in this life now that can allow me to keep going forward and not hold vengeance against you? So they could do some shit like that.
I think it's going to be more of an Inogen type situation where Shinky's going to get the facts. Like, at the end of the day, it was his facsimile that killed Yodo. It was the Divine Tree using his chakra. So I
Right.
feel like he's going to use that, like what Uchiha said, as a catalyst to strengthen himself and to push himself even further, because he doesn't want to ever end up in a situation where his dad's going to be near death and then his friends had to pick up the slack because of his own choices that caused Ryu to even happen. So I feel like the next time we'll see him, if we do see him, I hope we do, and he gets a power up, it'll be because he pushed himself for Yodo's sake.
Granted, Yodo should have just kept her mouth shut. I also think it's within Sarada's emotional maturity and character development to say, like, to Shinky, well, honestly, it's my fault that Yodo died because I was the one who told the enemy I'm not gonna give a Boruto, and as a
100%.
rebuttal, Yodo was like, take me instead, and Yodo didn't even get to finish her sentence, and now she in the donut club. Ryu was like, yeah, nah, I'm
That
good.
club is crazy. He said,
He was like, yeah, I'm good.
Donut Club.
Wow.
Hey, let's be honest though. Let's be honest. If they wanted Yodo back, Araya would have went through those Chio scrolls and gave his life for her. They didn't want her back enough.
Lady Chio, yeah, true, huh? Like Shashi brought back Gara.
Gara.
Yeah.
Tripping. I gotta disagree with the Sarda thing a little bit earlier. They wouldn't even be in that position if Yodo didn't jump out of her boots to try to get the Thorn Soul Bowl. Like Shinky literally was like fishing at that point. It was like just
he was like, let's see
Yeah.
if they. But I mean, if we were doing that, like he sensed it as soon as he saw her. He was like, yeah, something.
Yeah,
y'all
her
tell me if
bloodlust.
I'm bugging, but Shorty is grilling me, and I just feel the animosity.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And then we could even go. We could go way back. If Shinky just listened to Gara, we wouldn't even have a Ryu.
I don't. But here's the thing, and well,
We wouldn't have a Gara
Freya,
either.
Freya, you remember your original question?
What?
You remember your original question about
I had a
Shinky?
question.
Yeah, it was like, will Shinky feel anything or will he feel bad?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I originally said no. He'd say no because he has Gara back. Why would he feel bad? To be honest,
that would be.
I mean, that's his
argument
comrade, though. Honestly, tell you the truth, though, like if that's his, if they have like an actual relationship, even though I think Yoda and Araya need to switch names because Araya sounds like a female name and Yoda sounds like a dude name, but that's neither here nor there. But like, that's his comrade. That's like his friend. They're close friends. They grew up with each other and stuff like that. Like,
wait,
before this arc took place, Araya was literally saying to Shinky, "You have to pay more attention to Yoda." I don't think he cares about her. I'm at a lot.
So, Bora, would you say he's the Sand Village equivalent of Kawaki then?
Well, I mean, hold on. Sorry to cut you off, Ryzen, but it was a point in time where Naruto didn't give a fuck about what's her name, Hinata, and he fully crashed out on her or not on her, but he fully crashed out when Pain like almost killed her.
I mean, even before then, he crashed out on Neji.
That's who.
It's different, and here's where Ryzen's question comes into account. I would agree he's a little bit like Kawaki. I'd probably even compare him to Sasuke, but
Shinky?
Specifically with Kawaki, Shinky, but specifically with Kawaki and the Naruto relationship.
You want to see?
Yeah, specifically with the Naruto and Kawaki relationship, I think it's more of like whatever it is to keep my father safe or my adopted father safe. Literally, the Kawaki and Naruto dynamic. That's what I want to do. Remember, he almost.
Well, I think Shinky is more so willing to respect the morals and the route that Gaara took on. I think that's true, but on top of that, he's not willing to defile the legacy of Gaara in order to do that. Whereas Kawaki is willing to do by any means necessary.
Right, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. He's more of a Mitsuki in that light.
Yeah,
less with Kawaki.
But yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. Shinky being brought back into the story is a must. It's gonna be a gimme. Him and Araya's dynamic is going to be interesting, especially like Gaara too. Like he's coming back, bro. This your 8th time since being a Kazekage. You done got abducted from the village. Your 8th time being saved, bro. He got to have some type of like
was a damsel in distress at this point.
Yeah, bro. Your student done died in the latest mission, in the latest iteration of Where's Gaara. Yeah,
I feel like Gaara. I feel like he just peaked like 20 years later, and you're still getting captured in the Sand Village. So
yeah, he's
be like that.
Like if anyone from the Sand does something, it'll be Shinky and Araya at this point, like new gen stuff.
And I ain't gonna cap too. They mentioned it where what's the nigga name? Gaara's older brother, Kankuro, where he told Shikamaru, "Hey, don't tell Tamari what's going on." So like they could even implement Tamari into this. I think right now we're still focusing on Inojin's side, but once we start getting more into Team 10 and their dynamics into the story, like Shikadai and his family is gonna be promoted heavily. We already have a lot of Shikamaru content, but like Shikadai specifically and Tamari, like how we started off, well, we've been getting Ino stuff since part 1. She's been one of the main background characters to get screen time. And then in Tubu Vortex early on, she got a lot of screen time. And then all of a sudden her son is super important. And now we see, boom, his dad is starting to get little side eyes in the manga. So it's like they're implementing their family and they're starting with one character and then going down to family. So
100%.
Once we get to Shikadai's side, I think we could start touching more on Tamari and Gaara and then probably bridge that to the Sand Village, because he's still royalty. Like he's a fucking prince in both villages. Nigga's the son of the Hokage and the nephew of the Kazekage.
He's also like, other than Shinky, he's next in line for Kazekage.
And yeah, he's literally in the line for Kazekage.
Now, question. I like your train of thought, and like with Inojin, both his parents are from the Leaf Village, so we have to focus on the Leaf Village with like Sai and Ino. With Shikamaru, I do hope that once we get done with like this, not Shikamaru, with Shikadai, I hope when we get done with the Shikamaru stuff, we'll pivot back a bit to Shinky, and the Sand will have like Shikadai's character development like Inojin did. But question, do you think we'll get a hypothetical Cloud Village scenario where Chocho's the main focus? Because she does have those Cloud Village roots through Katawi, and I really want them to go to the Cloud Village. I really want them to like do what they did with the Sand, where we get a new divine tree from each village, have them do that character growth, and then maybe.
Oh, no,
and then see, unfortunately, Kagura is dead, and and like we won't like. There's no real good mist ninja that I can think of off the top of my head, other than like Buntan, if I'm pronouncing her name
Oh
right.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, shout out Boonta. Now that you mention that, she's a real motherfucker, bro. She's a real one.
So I'm interested to see how they do the new gen in the other villages, because we have that guy with the gum. I forget his name. I'm being
Yeah, I was
honest.
thinking about his name for a minute.
Well,
Omoi,
what-
something like that.
The 8 tails necklace. We
The
have
fact that I
him.
remember these people's names is crazy when they're like super.
He trained under Killer B.
Yeah. So we have him
information.
for the cloud. We have, I guess you could say, we have Buntan for the mist, but we don't really have anyone for the stone. Off topic, but like
Yeah.
I find that interesting.
Well, there was.
Well, yeah, we do. We got the
True
dude who was with Boruto when he was learning about the heart of the stone in the Mitsuki arc.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the Shitsukage.
See, I'm drawing a blank.
Oh boy, yeah, he it was him, Boruto, and Onoiki. They was in that little desert part. He was in the Chunin exams too, but Boruto started to actually bond with him when they was on that mission together. And he I don't know what he did, but he did come through in one of the parts, and I guess either in one of the fights against the Akutas or against one of the synthetic humans and shit like that. But yeah, he's the I guess the next generation Stone Shinobi. I forget his name.
See, I just gotta rewatch Boruto because I'm drawing a blank on
I
the
think
stone.
it's Seki. No, I don't know. I'm just.
What
saying
who
that.
y'all trying to figure out
One
the
of the-
kid's name still?
Nah,
Yeah.
this is the Hidden Stone Ninja, not the Cloud Ninja. Now, a different.
It
ninja.
wasn't his grandson,
Like,
right?
it was
His
the bubble
grandson
gum,
was the
right?
one that died.
Yeah, his grandson was the one that died. Nah, we talking about the Hidden Stone Ninja, free game. The bubblegum dude, that's the dude from the Cloud Ninja. Cloud
okay.
Village. Yeah.
I forgot his name. I
Yeah,
forgot
I
the actual
Bubblegum
word.
Kid was Yarui or whatever. All right.
Yarumi, Yarumi, the bubble, yeah, something like that. Yarumi.
YURUI.
But now,
let me
but the bounce off of what you were saying, Ryzen, like with Team 10 specifically, like just the way Ikimoto's been writing, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's crazy to think like right now we're focusing on Inojin and his family, and we might start touching up on a lot of what Sai's thinking, and we might get some Anbu roots, and that connects to Sumer and stuff like that. But like with each of these characters specifically for Team 10, it's allowing us a way to, branch out. So like when we go back to the Sand Arc or Sand Village, then we can implement more Shikadai because we have connections with Shikadai, Shinki, you know what I'm saying, being cousins and stuff like that. And then Tamari's reaction to possibly either Gara and his abduction and his current bedridden status and stuff like that, and not being told, being kept in the dark and stuff, or her possible relation with Yodo, because we know that Shinki himself, he was very, aside from Gara, he was very close with Kankuro, and he trained on him, respected him as an uncle. So who knows, like anytime, because the anime already showed us that Shikadai, he gets sick and tired every time his mom takes him back to the Hidden Sand Village to visit. So she's there frequently. It's not like she's like randomly there. So does she have any type of relation or connection with Yodo? How would she be affected by Yodo's death? How could it tie into Shikadai and his involvement and how he processes like these Shinju? Like we know, like I ain't gonna lie, rocks with Shikadai as a character. He's one of the most realistic, grounded characters. He's out here in the world, like, bro, y'all niggas doing too much, bro. I'm honestly just trying to clock in or play this video game, bro. So I want to see how his development goes. And then with Chocho, like you said, with the Cloud Village, it's possible because her mom and we can see maybe some rules that I and Dowry are implementing together, and just see how that village is reacting to maybe like the state of a panic that the Sand Village is in, or the state of panic that the Hidden Leaf Village is in. What routes they're willing to take, or just simply seeing like how these families react. Like we know that Tamari and what's Choji's wife name,
Karawi.
Yeah, like they both became Hidden Leaf residents. They're still from their respective villages, but like under the registry template, like they're Hidden Leaf Shinobi and Hidden Leaf residents. Like Tamari, she does Hidden Leaf missions whenever she is doing ninja missions, as we've seen in the anime. So it's interesting to see even whether it be like would these villages react in a certain way, like hostile, like towards the Hidden Leaf because of everything that's going on, like in some repercussion vibes. Would they be hesitant to make these decisions because of so many integrated ninjas that live in the Hidden Leaf, like not just Tamari and Karui, like just other ninjas in general? So it's interesting, bro.
I feel like we've reached a point where there's so many threats that regardless of the current issues they have with like Shikamaru and the villages as a whole, other than their daimyo, there's just too much work to be doing than to like just destroy that whole alliance. Like it's definitely shaky now, but I feel like the villages wouldn't necessarily go on lockdown, Cold War type situation like they would do in Naruto's era. There's just too many arguments against it.
Yeah.
My thing is, Ikamoto's got it locked and loaded with Team 10 perfectly. What's sad though, I feel like, is we have the other anime only ninjas that unless Ikamoto brings them into the manga somehow, it's gonna feel jarring if they bring back the anime as like a core series and we don't really get a lot of them. Because because as a weekly anime, you could add in anime only arcs.
Yeah.
If we're getting like 26, 12, 16, whatever episodes, it's gonna feel weird just having like half the cast disappear, regardless if people like them or not. I don't know. That's just me. What do you guys think?
I ain't gonna lie. I think it's just one of those main things that's drawn over from part one. But just with Tubu Vortex, and you can even say the last half of Naruto Next Generations, I think Ikimoto's doing a good job because like you can get to a point where you're just overwhelming, and you get to a point where you're moderately like not even moderately, like it's a significant notice in its improvement. Like people like notice like how much the side characters in Boruto are actually being utilized within Tubu Vortex, not just even compared to part one Boruto, but even comparing it to Naruto as a series, where it's like inverse with part one Naruto, we got introduced to amazing characters, all these different dynamics, and then once we get into Shippuden, it's like if you're not Naruto and Sasuke or you're not connected to the Akatsuki, it doesn't really matter, right? Until the war arc. But with Tubu Vortex from chapter one, we're getting like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
development from characters like like from like Team 10, from people like Delta, just like random people. Mind you, it's still like it just shows you how deep the cast is in general because we still have so many more characters that we want to see more from. But like just comparing it like from part one up until now, like part one, it was really like the whatever respective Otsutsuki, be it Jigen, Ishiki, or Momoshiki at the top, the antagonistic role. You got Naruto, Sasuke, the superheroes who's coming through at the end of the day to save the day, and then you got the people everybody's after in Boruto or Kawaki. And then the only two niggas outside of that cast was Amato and Shikamaru. Like that's who we had part one, and
100.
everybody else was either a villain or antagonist, right? But with
Hell,
part two,
even Ibiki got his 15 seconds of fame.
yeah, I was about to say, yeah, even with part two, like we get characters like Ibiki, we got the feudal lord's assistant, we got the elders that nobody likes for some reason, but still in more than 3 chapters of TBV, we getting Himawari is actually getting the respect that she deserves of being Naruto's child and being a main character in the series. Power-ups and answers being answered with characters like Mitsuki and Sarada, like why don't we see their Sage Mode and Sharingan? Now we getting too much of it. Like I'm seeing people saying, why Mitsuki always turning on his Sage Mode? I'm like, damn, that's actually the turnaround is crazy, you know? So all of these characters are getting enough shine. So I have enough faith, bro. Even when we get to the anime, because I think Boruto might do like 12, 13, maybe 26 episodes a year when they come back. Even if we get to the anime, like having little missions like what we see with Team 10 fighting the Clawgrams, we can see Team 10 in the anime fighting the Clawgrams alongside Denki, Iwabe, maybe Tsubiki, and the other Wasabi and Namida, and then they split off and end up fighting Juro on their own, right? Like something like that is not too crazy because Naruto, what it did, which was so bad, is like it waited until the last arc, and then we got all of these characters in a flush like mode, like this is their power-ups, this is their issues they're dealing with now, and this is how much stronger they've gotten since part one. It's like, bro, we're in the last arc. Naruto and Sasuke themselves got both 2+ power-ups within the last arc. That's how much like everything was so included at one specific point, where now in Tubu Vortex, we're thinking like, damn, are some of these characters too strong early on? But everything is just being built up slowly and perfectly, I think, in this situation.
I agree with all your points, but just for the memes, don't be surprised if we get TBV episode 1 and then we get the whole code situation and we find out Denki, Iwabe, Namida, everyone else got turned into trees off screen and say, "Oh
That's
yeah,
the thing.
they're
Oh
all
my
trees
God.
now." And then
We gotta at least see the character designs for all of these characters in the manga before the anime drops. If we could
Metal
get
Lee,
that, then I would be okay, cool. Like that's cool.
I agree. And then we see Metal Lee. He's the first one who got treed. That's how you write them out and make it make sense.
We could tree
Oh,
up the
man.
entire next era. I don't mind. I'm gonna keep it a beam. Wasabi and Namina are interesting. Like I like she got the whole cat Susanoo, and then Namina, like that voice jutsu is OP, bro. Like that time when she literally blew the forest like in the trees and split it, damn near like Moses split the Red Sea. I was like, there's no way they gave this cracked jutsu to this little girl who don't know what to do with it. Like she's cold, and then Tsubaki with her sword style, like implementing the samurai techniques with the ninjutsu, and then the second tuning exam just got me like the Kakashi knockoff. I was never a fan of Hoki until that second tuning exams, and he fought Inojin. And I ain't gonna lie, I really thought Inojin had that fight in the bag. Like you go back and watch that fight today, it makes you think like I ain't gonna lie, bro. This nigga Hoki, he's out there. He's doing mud wall. He's doing all these crazy jutsus. So they got some characters that's good enough to give them shine, and where like we've seen enough from them from in the anime, especially if you watched all of the episodes, we've seen enough of them where we don't have to explain every little detail of why they're this stronger or why they're this much relevant, because we know these characters have crack jutsu. Even this girl, I don't know, y'all remember her, not Enko, something like that. She turns into like a beast. She had a problem with her. I forget who her teammates are, but she turns into like this raging beast, bro. In her episodes, she was actually very strong, and it was like they giving all of these characters like some crazy hacks, particular or singular jutsu for Boruto's generation, and they can definitely utilize them.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Now, question: do you think we'll see Hoki or Kakashi first in the time skip? Be anime or manga?
Damn, maybe Hoki as a
Kakashi.
teaser. If we're gonna see Kakashi, they're gonna tease with Hoki.
Who do we want to see? Kakashi. Who are we going to see?
Hoki.
Why would they tease?
I mean Hoki, because literally, if we start getting more side content, literally Sai is leading Hoki's team. So it's like
That is true.
he's the tuning leader for Hoki's team. We will see Hoki, and then that big dude, and then that girl who be walking around with the bunny. So we got some good hits. I ain't gonna lie, Boruto's generation.
What happened to the girl who?
What happened to her?
What happened to the girl who had telekinesis?
They ran out of ink.
Who?
Telekinesis?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
It was someone who could who had control. It was like I forgot her name.
X?
Damn.
Is it the girl who controls the bear? I don't know what.
It might be. Look, I'm about to check right now. Hold up. Boruto telekinesis.
I don't know, man.
Oh damn.
X.
She looked gothic.
Yeah, it's probably her then. She like her eyes are covered.
It might be, yeah.
I forget how her jutsu works, but I know she walk around with like a pink bunny or some shit like that. And
yeah.
She's on an Ambu with Hoki and the other dude.
Mm-hmm.
They can bring, I ain't gonna lie, before all these characters, they need to bring Olga back before they bring any of these characters back, bro.
Hey, I've always said this. You already know the character, or I guess right now, the anime only character I'm trying to see back. The samurai, I forgot her name. I forgot all these characters' names. The samurai that was elite.
Tsubaki?
Yeah, Tsubaki. She was next level, and she didn't know any jutsus. Like,
that was your favorite character for a minute, bro.
All right, I pulled up the character, Hako.
There it is.
Team 25.
Who? What's her name?
Her name's Hako.
Hako, okay. The girl with the bunny, right?
Yeah. So they're Ambu members. So yeah, it would make sense to see them with Sai.
Oh, my bad. Let me put up your
screen. If Ikamoto is smart about it.
Yeah, we could see them. We could literally see them within the next few chapters. We might see her from Team 25. It's probably like, who are these niggas? Hey,
that's a lot of fucking teams.
This team is cold. This team, like,
I don't know who this dude is.
On this team, bro. This team is cold, bro.
Team Loki better than Team 10.
Bro got a square ass head.
I don't know. Well, I ain't gonna lie though. He did whoop on Inojin something serious, but Shikadai is gonna be tough. Like they can't get past Shikadai.
Tsubaki's on the girl
mental
team, right?
resistance technique. What kind of fucking
Tsubaki,
jutsu is that?
Wasabi, and Namida
taught them to go against. Let me see.
Wait, how we ranking the teams though? How y'all think the teams will rank into the Vortex, like in terms of strength? Like y'all got Team 10 up. Well, we already know Team 7 is number 1. So like y'all got Team 10 number 2 or what?
Yeah, I'd say they're number 2. 100%.
Who's on team 2?
Oh no, they're like number
10.
2 of new gen for like the
I gotta see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who's? Oh, okay. No, never mind. You said team 10. I'm thinking team 2. I'm like, who the hell is team 2?
I gotta see how Wasabi developed.
She the one who got the
Cat.
she
gear.
got the cat Susanoo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That shit is crazy.
Isn't wasabi a flavor or something like that, or food or something?
Yeah, it's a spicy
it's
thing.
like-
Yeah, it's
Delicious.
spice, right?
I always hated it. I ain't about to lie. I never eat it.
He's quick with the cat jutsu too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Wasabi and Namida is tough, but they got Tsubaki on their squad, so that's a strong contender for number 2. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the only reason. Right now, I think a lot of, to my chagrin, I should say, Chocho's probably like Jonin level. If that's the case, I think Tsubaki's like Kage level.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Tsubaki's the one who replaced Sumure from Team
Mhm.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this team is a strong contender for number 2, and Koki's team. This team is this team 25 or are they team what?
Hoki is
15.
25. This is Team 15.
Team 15, yeah. So it's between team 15 and 25. I'm not gonna lie, Dinky's team, they probably the weakest, but hey, this is it
Who's
just be
on
like
Denki's
that.
team again?
Denki,
Iwabe
Iwabe,
and
and Medley.
Denki.
Bro, Iwabe gotta get a different team, bro. This is bad. This is bad, brothers.
Oh
I
my
need
God.
Iwabe, Tsubaki, and
They're Team 5.
Yeah, them niggas
With
are
Udon.
ass, bro.
I forgot they're Udon's team.
Yeah, they're
Yikes.
ass, bro. That's the worst team, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. These niggas are dookie.
all right, there it is. Iwabe, Tsubaki, and Denki. That should be their 3-man
Iwabe,
squad.
Tsubaki, and Denki.
Yeah.
Or
that's
basically
an
just
elite 3-man
swap out
squad.
Metal Lee and Tsubaki.
Mm.
Damn,
Basically,
Wasabi and Namida,
creating
nah, they
offense.
can't because they need well, low-key, they building up Wasabi to be that leader for that team. But man, that's a handicap, bro. They can't have Denki, they can't have Metal Lee on that team, bro. He gonna fuck them up.
I mean, Denki is already a tuning, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Denki's a tune-in. But you put Metal Lee on Wasabi and Namida's team, bro, you already got to worry about Namida crying if she step on a splitter. Now you finna worry about Metal Lee. Oh, too many people are watching.
Bro. One anxious, one crying. Bro, all I gotta do is pray for my girl Wasabi.
That
dog.
sounds like
Yeah, I was about to say
that
pray
sound like
for
a
pray
daycare
for
to me.
Wasabi. Pray for
Facto.
Wasabi, please, cause
That sounds like a
Facto.
damn daycare. That shit's crazy.
but if we keep it a big, if we do the whole team, because you're gonna have to count. Wait, what? Hanabi is for team. Damn, who y'all think Hanabi or Moegi was winning in a fight, bro?
So we'd have Team 10 against Team 15 then.
Yeah,
For, like-
who you think? Well, then, damn, because Team 25 got Sai. So I think those are the top 3 niggas. You got 10, 15, and 25. Their respective senseis being Sai, Hanabi, and Moegi.
Dang, Udon isn't even a thought.
Yeah, fuck that nigga. Udon.
I don't even know
Yeah, he
who
got that
Udon
snot
is. It's
jutsu was
crazy.
no
And
joke. I ain't about
Konohamaru
to
just lucky he on the strongest team. That's all. That's all.
Yo, to be fair, Konohamaru did no work. Sai trained his
lucky.
team. Hanabi trained her team. Moegi trained her team.
Literally.
Konohamaru,
all
other than
had
Konohamaru's-
Rasengan, they were all
Konohamaru's
developed.
team came
You saw
trained.
each of them pull up, and they were stronger than their teams with Hinabi, Sai, and with Moegi, and they pulled up and they were stronger than their team. We haven't seen that for Kono. Well, let me not lie. Konohamaru protecting them when the Kawaki and Garo fight, that was pretty cool. Maybe just because of the animation, but that was really cool.
I feel like that's even because it's more so of a I watch your back, you watch mine, because Boruto did keep Konohamaru from becoming grilled barbecue.
Yeah, he did.
So I feel like it's even. Like,
Hey, I got
but
a
then
question.
also, I can't believe I'm playing devil's advocate for Konohamaru. But yeah, also he came clutch with Kasha Koji sealed all of them. There ain't nobody expect Konohamaru to have that fucking reverse seal on his chest. So
that is 100% fair.
all right.
I got a question. So like Zion said something about Denki and it like started sparking something in my imagination. Do y'all think that over the 3 years, Denki, kind of like how Tony Stark, you know how he has like 85 different Iron Man suits? Or no, he skips numbers. My fault. He has like 10 different Iron Man. You know what I'm talking about.
He got a lot of
he got a lot, but his last one was the nanotech suit.
Yeah.
So like, do you think that Dinky is like on the same thing? Not copy and paste for Iron Man or anything like that, but do you think that he like upgraded his suit, and where do you think his suit stacks up with like now?
I
Who did
feel
he
like.
fight in the tuning exam with that suit? Who did he fight?
Oh damn!
Hang on, let me check.
shit.
Because I got to
Did
see
he
how he
fight?
matched up in that fight. Because he lost that fight, right? Or did he win?
I think he won.
No,
didn't
he won.
He
He
won.
won because he
It
beat
was
him in
some
the tuning.
BS as well. All due respect, I think he beat Tsubaki.
He beat Tsubaki. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
he did
Tsubaki,
beat
there you go, yep.
Tsubaki. How the fuck did he beat
It was some
Tsubaki?
BS because it was some
It was
BS.
so
That-
goddamn
Nah, I gotta
Bro,
rewatch
he
this
won
arc. I ain't
fair
gonna
and
lie, this
square,
arc is
bro.
tough, bro. This arc is tough. I'm
No.
gonna rewatch that shit.
They wanted one character from each team to win, and supposedly a character from Tsubaki's team already won, so she couldn't win. That's what
I
it
mean,
was.
but I was about to say though, Loki, they already building up Wasabi's character to kind of be that leader for Team 15. Like every time we see them in the episode, it's always about her struggling how to either like mend her relationship with Namino or just like navigate on missions and stuff like that. So I ain't gonna lie, I felt that Wasabi was definitely gonna be the one to win from that team, but I don't know. I just didn't see Tsubaki losing to Dinky, bro. Dinky.
I don't know.
I-
I think he was playing BTA. I don't know. Look,
He pulled out,
There-
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He pulled out that fucking Iron Man, so I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" But hey,
like,
if
because
he
even like the
upgrades that
beginning
prototype,
of the
he might
fight,
be
he
a
was putting
problem.
BTA. Look,
He might be a problem,
Nah,
bro.
again.
If that prototype is upgraded, yeah. Look at the nigga sliding smooth, bro. You ever seen a nigga moonwalk forward, bro? That's crazy.
I'm gonna say this: there isn't many Boruto arcs I dislike. This one I hate vehemently.
nah, I like
Because
this. fight,
Tsubaki
bro.
lost. That's crazy.
Not even. It wasn't anything. Like it was BS.
Nah, it's a tough
Like-
arc. It lets you see where everybody's at.
Well, for the biggest thing, first things first, it seemed incredibly fan service. Characters who shouldn't have won, like flat out, shouldn't have won. The other thing is something for the hype for the tuning exam, a potential tuning exam. I feel like this completely dropped the ball. There was no characters from other villages, barely any crazy like stuff. It was really just a tournament. You could have just
That's
said
true.
it was
I mean,
a tournament.
off of the announcement, like, oh, we got the tuning exam arc, and then seeing like, oh, it's only with Hidden Leaf Ninja. That was a disappointment. But bro, keep it a being, bro. Because when you see, I ain't gonna lie, one of the most emotional moments for me for Team 10 was the first tuning exams when each of them lost, and they was in that locker room together, and they was on some like, damn, bro, like this is a real awakening moment, like. And then the worst one was when Inojin looked at Chocho and they was trying to make a joke like they always do, and Inojin was just like, bro, you could see it in his eyes, like he was so frustrated that he lost. And then the nigga come back, he fights against Hoki, they go through all that, they lose, and then he's like, there's no freaking way, bro. He's like, there's no way he just lost that fight. And he couldn't, like, the emotional levels in that second tuning exam was unexpected, but definitely there. Like, motherfucker Chocho Butterfly Mode literally got dogged out by Sarada. I'm geeked, bro. I'm rocking with this arc heavy. Like, this nigga Kawaki got signed by Shinki. I'm loving this, bro. I'm loving the content we getting.
I feel like you're loving it because it matches your agendas. And I get it.
I mean, the agenda for Sarada boxing with because Butterfly Mode, essentially the human form, that's 100x multiplier. And she needed that to fight Sarada. So geeked. And then we saw Sarada's Chidori for the second time, and it was beautiful animation. So yeah, geeked. But for fights like Hoki versus Inojin and Tsubaki versus Denki, like you said, people who weren't supposed to win won. Because I'm looking at this arc episode by episode. I'm like, well, it's obvious what's going to happen. And then midway through the fight, I'm like, oh, damn, well, this nigga Inojin might actually lose to Kakashi Wannabe. And end of the fight, he lost to Kakashi Wannabe. So I'm like, yeah, this is expect the unexpected. It always keeps you on your toes. You got to be remembered.
The crazy thing is, I wasn't that surprised with Haoki winning.
I was surprised because I was like, there's no way they gave that much emotional development for Inojin. And how, because like Team 10, if anything, even more than Team 7, Team 10 was literally the only team in Boruto series. Like each of them, they made the promise. They was like, bro, and I felt like it meant like that much to each of them. Like, yeah, we gonna all be tuned in together. We all got to get that green jacket. Nigga, Shikadai became a tune-in and was like, I'm not gonna wear this jacket until Inojin and Chocho get one. And Inojin and Chocho looked at each other and was like, we not gonna be putting Shikadai through this. He supposed to been wearing this jacket months ago, and he's not because we have it, bro. Like, I was rocking with that emotional development right there, bro.
I get it. It was a presentable little arc, but you gotta You got it. It should have been 10 times better. Should have been.
It should have, but it was good enough. It wasn't like Funato Clan should have been 10 times better. You knew I was going there. It should have been 10 times better, but like the second tuning exam was still good enough. Like that's rewatchable content for me. That's good enough content to rewatch that entire arc.
I feel like one of the biggest reasons why I'm like this much disappointed in this arc is because like of the hype behind it when it was first announced. Like I thought this was going to be an arc you'd point to the people who were slandering the Boruto anime. Like, yeah, I don't need to watch the Boruto anime. I'm like, you gotta watch the second tuning exam. I thought this would have had like some crazy moments. Just barely did. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we didn't get to see like Boruto and Mitsuki off screen, and Kawaki didn't fight. So that's people was just. I was just getting excited for what we was getting. I'm like, let me find the good things in what we get. I wanted to see Boruto versus Mitsuki, and I wanted to see Shinki versus Kawaki, and I wanted to see Shinki participate within the tuning exams again. Other ninjas from other villages, but I was like, hey, they're not gonna give us that. But what they did give us, they did disappoint.
I see what you mean. I don't understand how this arc gets like this much flowers, but then the what is it called, the Cycle of Hatred arc with the Funato clan gets like all the sleep there.
Because it was fucking trash, bro.
Reason number one,
yeah,
animation, bro. Animation.
Nah, and then the way it ended, bro. Like you had all this build up for them to fight the Kage, and then the Kage just like sweeps him. Low death.
And we didn't even see the main villain fight. He got off by Kawaki. Yeah. The head nigga got off by Kawaki, bro. We never saw him fight the entire arc.
I get that. My thing with the Kage thing, I didn't mind that because it wasn't necessarily a power thing in terms of like could Chojo beat the other guys. It was more of he's losing his village to an ideology. Like it was more that was like the MAGA wing of like
the concept was good
like,
because they had the idea, bro. They was having all of these wars on all the islands, so it's just the execution.
Yeah, this is the execution. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean it was a good concept. I like the concept of the arc. Like it could have been a great arc if they would have executed it better. Honestly,
I don't know if I should skip the Funato Clan. I don't know, Bara. Maybe I might be on some free game. I'm gonna rewatch Endgame and shit like that, and I'm gonna rewatch the Funato Clan arc. And if it's really like on some like elements I'm missing that I'm just not rocking with, I'll give it up to you. But like, yeah, this shit is trash, Bara. I'm not gonna lie to you.
10 times better than Tuning Exam arc.
That's cap. It's not better than the second tuning exam arc. That's cap. Not even close.
Facts it is.
It has more. I can't even say it has more deeper. Me like, nah, this shit don't even execute nothing crazy, bro.
It does. It teaches Boruto the cycle of hatred.
That's bro. I'm not even trying to trash that arc because it has highs. Don't get me wrong, bro. It has highs, but the highs are like 8s, 9s at best, and the lows are negative 4s and 5s.
Bro, Boruto versus Siren is arguably one of the best anime-only battles of all time.
Boruto versus Siren is good. Siren is good. It's a good battle. Now, I don't know if this is the Sarada fan in me, but Sarada versus Chocho was gas, bro. Let's not lie.
Oh my days.
And if we want to go, like how they be saying, going band for band, we could go fight for fight in the arc, bro. Because Boruto versus Siren is probably all that arc.
Doing the versus?
Yeah. Boruto versus Siren is the only fight that arc got, bro.
I don't know.
We got Sarada versus Chocho. We got Hoki versus Inojin, and we got Denki versus Tsubaki.
Kagura versus Funamushi.
That was trash, bro.
Stop it!
That was trash, bro.
Don't do that.
That was trash. That was trash.
I don't know if you want to talk. You talking about that little 10-second interval where
that wasn't even a full fight.
Flip around Funamushi, like that little quick secondary exchange sword slashes, like that was cool, but that was like 10 seconds of like a 4-minute fight, bro.
Wait a minute. They're not. They had multiple fights. I think you're talking about one of the smaller ones.
Please don't tell me it's the one where this nigga Kagura died, because I hope it's not. I hope to God it's not that fight.
That could be that one too.
What you talking about? That fight not even better. All right, I might, because I named Tsubaki versus Denki, Sarada versus Chocho, and Hoki versus Inojin. I'm not even gonna name those 3. Those are my heavy hitters. We got what's the name? What's the girl name? Wasabi. Who did she fight? Who she use her cat Susanoo against? Wasabi versus Iwabe, bro. Give me a fight other than Boruto and Siren. Give me a fight that's better than Wasabi versus Iwabe.
A lot. All Iwabe did was like fucking
He did
uses
that big ass mud wall. He did some crazy other
yeah.
stuff.
It made a cat out of mud. That's all it was, bro. He was just slamming his goddamn hammer on the floor. That was trash.
I need a fight that in the Funatsu Clan arc that's better than that fight because that animation in that fight was still good.
Do you
I can't think of
think?
anything.
Do
Drawing
you
a blank.
think instead of having the Funato clan arc, if we were gonna pivot onto like a political situation, they should have did something like with the old gen? Because
I
like
think the Funata Clan was a great idea, bro. It's
It was
just
a
that
good
the
idea. The execution just
like
sucked.
that's
Yeah.
the problem. Like the shit is a great idea, but
Yeah.
it just did not do justice.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it.
I think they did.
They should have had a big war at the end.
If you watch the first 2 episodes of that arc, those first 2 episodes are great because
Yeah,
everything
the
is
setup
happening.
is crazy.
And then you're asking questions. You're like, well, what's happening? And then by the time you start getting introduced into the family, by the time you get to the dad's backstory and his dead wife at the bottom of the sea, they lost me. I'm like, all right, bro, because what the fuck is he like? All the islands are out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's supposed to be about wanting to overturn the direction that the ninja world is going due to the influence that Naruto Hokage is having all the way out in the land of caves. They're trying to overthrow Choudhury. Right, all of this stuff, we got to get more like depth behind that. We see like some of these islands and their revolts. This nigga Choji spent the entire arc on a ship. I don't know if he's like, who is he smoking out? He's not waiting for, like, he's waiting on orders, but like, come on, I don't know, bro. So many shit could have been done better. And the dialogue, I'll say that dialogue was trash in a lot of the episodes. That's probably part of it, bro. The episode when Boruto died, Misaki and Sarada's dialogue was not believable. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I did not believe a word them motherfuckers said, bro.
You know what's crazy? The pacing was amazing. Like everything was on point. It's just how they executed the whole.
It's
thing.
literally
It
the
just pissed me off.
execution. Like,
yeah,
that shit
it just pissed me off. Like, cause I thought it was a great arc when I was watching it episode by episode, and that was like around the time when I was falling off of the Boruto anime because they kept on doing anime only arcs, and I was waiting for like an anime canon arc, and I actually watched that one from beginning to end. I thought it was real good. It was just like the way it ended. It was just like
it's like by the time you finish the
sucks.
arc, that's when the realization comes how trash it was. Because it's like, damn, I had so much like I was thinking this, but that happened. I was thinking this. Now, granted, you could just be like, well, you're just not wanting the author to. Well, that's true, but also it's like there's still objective facts in terms of writing and presenting stories where something is critically good and critically like either unfinished or just not presented well. And a lot of points in the Funato Clan arc weren't executed well. The presentation was there, the setup was almost there, and then it's just like the follow through. Niggas not do good on that at all. And even some of the episodes with like Boruto and Ikada, like they had some great episodes, like anime only episodes or the episodes where they were just chilling on a ship, bonding, connect. Great episodes. Boruto learning about how he killed dude dad. Great episodes. The brother sister relation, like great. That's why it's so disappointing because it's like all of this shit is so good, but then it's like the climax of it, the dad gets sliced in the neck by Kawaki, and then the stepbrother falls off a ship.
Oh, say it again. The last sentence.
The stepbrother fought like he got thrown off the ship by somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Like he threw the nigga off the ship.
But it made sense in my personal opinion.
And then the nigga who like the Boruto was cool with at the start of the arc, and then they had the whole little old rivalry. He didn't even fully turn evil. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna join the side of the pirates." Boruto heard about it, saw the nigga on the ship. He was like, "Jump off the ship, and I'm gonna change my mind." Like, didn't nigga even do nothing crazy, bro. They hyped him up because he was supposed to be like the one out of the clan to have the special powers, right? He had like some special power to control the water. Like all he did was like, yeah, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. But if he was gonna turn heel, he should have turned heel, nigga. I don't like.
I'm not
faulty, bro.
If that's the case, we have to criticize every character who almost turned heel but never fully turned heel.
Nah, bro. Nigga Boruto
main one being Sasuke. Main one being Sasuke. Stop.
Sasuke
main
turned heel, bro. Sasuke attacked a fucking high
and then he stopped
meeting, bro. Ain't no stopping after that. You attacked a meeting and killed one of the high-ranking officials, leaders of the world. That's turning heel.
I don't know.
This nigga Ikada was like, "Oh, my sister died fighting Boruto. I'm gonna become a pirate, the pirate that my dad always wanted me to be. All he did was literally get on a ship and sail out to the middle of the ocean and stare down trophies on ship. Like, yeah, he ain't do shit.
Full respect. That's not
See,
heel. Heel would have been him joining Obito. That's heel.
That's crazy. Obito, like, the war had more repercussions before Ikada even took over. Like, Ikada taking over did nothing for the pirates.
I understand that, but the reason as to why it didn't do anything is because of Boruto and his dialogue. Him explaining.
Yeah, the nigga heart wasn't in it. These niggas be half-hearted. These niggas don't be real thugs. They be fake gangsters, bro.
So was Obito a fake gangster?
Nah, because this nigga literally
so
a world
double
war.
standards. They
Studio gangster.
How is that a fake? Because, bro, Okada literally was like, hey, I'm playing this side now. If anything, he could at least shot bullets at the Mizukage shit. Nigga ain't lift a fucking fin. Them swimming ass family.
He didn't move a fin.
Nothing, bro. He ain't do nothing. All he did was literally have a talk with Boruto and literally compromise. He compromised in the middle of his heel turn and said, if you walk off of it, not even let me kill you, just walk off the ship, gang. We cool. Nigga walked off the ship. We had the unbelievable dialogue from Sarada and Mitsuki, and I don't even know. Ikada's just like, the nigga pussied out. He pussied out at the end. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. I should have never. Come on, bro.
That scene right there literally still plays dividends to this day in Boruto TBV. Boruto says he'll die after they defeat the Shinju. He told
who was better off?
He's willing to team up with Momoshiki to defeat Jura. That scene is playing dividends right now.
You know who was better off having that dynamic with Boruto? Funamushi's son. Because if you think about it, Funamushi's son and Ikada was the same thing. It's just that Ikada met Boruto prior and Funamushi only heard of Boruto. Literally, Siren died, right? After she was in the hospital bed, she died eventually from her injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So after she found, damn, Boruto got 2 bodies in that arc. My nigga Boruto. But anyways, after they both found out their respective guardian died, with Ikada finding out Siren died and young nigga finding out Funamushi died. What happened, bro? That whole little scene where Boruto sitting down and then all of a sudden he senses a kunai coming and then he had to like box for a quick second and find out he's literally fighting a little kid, and then he find out why he fighting a little kid, because he literally killed his dad. Like, that little integral moment in that episode was better than everything that Ikada and Boruto did on the ship, because in that situation Boruto literally learned the repercussions of what he was doing as a ninja. Yes, he killed this little nigga's dad, but not only that, this little nigga is gonna grow up to become a ninja seeking revenge, to fight with hatred in his heart, all because of what Boruto's actions did. But Boruto's actions were literally warranted because he was fighting for what he believed was right. He learned that from that little nigga in Funamushi. When he learned from Ikada was nothing. He was just like, bro, Ikada, you doing some nut shit right now, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He wasn't supposed to learn anything from Ikada. Ikada's supposed to learn from Boruto.
So I'm saying that's the thing. What was Funamushi's son's name? I'm tired of calling him little nigga. But that dude, Funamushi's son, his son could have been like that next pirate heir, or they could have had that dynamic done well with Boruto and Ikada, where he killed Siren and Ikada struggled with that identity and he tried to attack or kill Boruto and they had to have that confrontation. But no, Boruto literally had to get into a kerfuffle with a kid to find out, like, damn, my actions actually carry repercussions in the ninja world. So that's why I say, like, these type of elements that we're discussing, worthy to discuss, which is what the Funato clan arc done well. They brought up these amazing ideas and dynamics in this political ninja world, but the execution just wasn't.
Is this what you're talking about?
That's why I disagree. I feel like you guys are just completely disregarding the actual political nature of this war. It wasn't just a violent war.
That's the thing. I'm acknowledging all of the hidden meanings behind it, because like the dynamics between Siren, like I think the 3 major players are Siren, Funamushi, Akata, and Funamushi's son, because they're the ones who have the most dynamics with Boruto and Kawaki and how they both view how they should go about the war. Yeah, that's his son. What's his name?
Why he's so young? Why he looks so young? Get a grown picture.
That's literally how he looks.
Impossible.
I don't know. It's Kobuna.
That's what happened, and that's the thing. When Boruto realized how young he was, that's what even made Boruto like, damn, bro, this war is really messed up. So it's like these.
You're talking about the little.
A lot of these.
I forgot. I thought you were talking about one.
You say that?
I thought you were talking. Oh, you talking about? Oh, never mind. I'm thinking about Funato, like the actual.
That's Funato. He's from the Funato clan, bro.
Talking about this kid right here.
He's from the Funato clan. That's Funamushi's son. Remember, he attacked Boruto in the woods, and Boruto had sensed the kunai. And everybody was like, "Oh, they had that good little Sakuga exchange." And Boruto realized he was fighting a kid, and then the other dude who was with the kid, and he's like, "Bro, yeah, this is just like it's messed up."
Well, shit, maybe I'll reread that motherfucker.
But yeah, I'm highlighting all of these good moments,
right
bro. It's just that they got all of these good moments to highlight, but then like the climactic scenes is just not doing it justice. Yeah, see, he pulls up on the nigga randomly. He like, who the fuck?
Oh yeah, nah, that's not who I thought you was talking about at all. I thought you was talking about the other. Remember the siblings from?
Oh, that's the Kara organization arc, bro.
Nah, hell no. What are you talking about?
You talking about
the siblings?
Those four?
When the OG got freed and he had some kids.
The OG.
What?
Yeah.
Where? When?
The OG Funato Negro. I forgot his name. Not Funamushi. Funamushi is
like, so you talking about the lead? You talking about the lead pirate, bro?
Yeah.
So that's Ikata and Siren. Those are his kids.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the younger one of them two.
I was about to say,
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Boruto's relationship with this kid had more effect on his character than his relationship with Ikata and Siren. Because that's what I was saying. He basically did the same thing with that. Yeah, he basically did the same thing where he killed Funamushi and he killed Siren. But how Ikata reacted and how Funamushi's son reacted both impacted Boruto differently. Well, Ikata's reaction didn't really impact Boruto. Because he already dealt with it. He literally dealt with that with Mitsuki. Mitsuki leaving the village. It's like the same thing. He's like, what are you doing? He acting like he know Ikata so well. Like, what are you doing? I know you. We talked for like a day. Why are you suddenly joining your family in a war that your family is fighting? Join the stranger side, you know?
Are you talking about Tenma? Is that who you was talking about, Bar? This dude?
I think he got a younger brother. Yeah.
This is the
Tenma was like the stepbrother.
He was like the old. He was like the legit brother.
Nah, that's the stepbrother.
Nah, he's an adopted brother. He's an adopted son. That's what it says.
Well, yeah, adopted son.
It there was one that was like really like that and one that wasn't really like that.
Yeah, the one. Remember the other one? They killed them after he tried to broker peace with Chojuro. His own dad killed him. Remember? I ain't gonna lie. I'm bringing up some interesting plot points in the arc, but yeah, his own dad killed him after he tried to broker peace with Chojuro. Remember?
Yo, Bar, I remember you had the wildest theory about dude right here. I can't remember what it was, but you thought he was somebody. I can't remember who it was. Like the episodes was freshly coming out.
I don't even know. I have no idea. Oh, it was when he was old. I thought he could have been Boruto.
I can't remember what your theory was. You thought he was somebody. It's I think
when
it was
he
like
was skinny, you got
from the future, something, or Boruto from the future, or some crap.
Oh yeah, they did put him in an incubator at the end of the arc, huh?
All right, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought it was he was the old Boruto. Yeah, I thought it was like Boruto from the future, something like that.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Okay, let me see.
And Boruto can't have trash kids like that, bro. That's not my Saruto. Hell no.
Nah,
hell no.
Yeah. Nah, you gotta go to the image. I don't think you're gonna see it on the wiki. So
yeah.
I don't think we ever gonna see that nigga Ikata again.
Wi-Fi.
Even though his art got a novel, I don't think we gonna see him again.
Yeah, it's over. Oh, speaking
that was a novel?
Yeah, the Funato Clan arc is a novel. That's why you could tell it's a novel with a lot of these deep plot points they got.
Oh, this dude right here? This the pitch you talking about right here, Bar?
Yeah.
Nigga trash, bro. Ain't fight not
We
one
didn't
person,
get any
bro.
lore. We didn't get it. This was before we got any lore about the Funamushi arc. There was a war. The first war after Naruto brought up the what's it called, the future, or was it the peaceful times? I forgot the actual name.
That's
of it.
how he looked like when they deprived them of water, right? They was like, you can't let him near any water or some shit.
Bro, how many of your theories came true, bro? You had some wild theories back in the past.
Because my theories are like literally out there. I ain't want to lie.
They are.
I had a few hours. All right. I think one of the easiest ones is like Jigen is actually stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. Everybody was like,
hard one.
No. Back then, everyone was like, "You're lying." Everyone's like, "You're an idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about." This is when chapter 17, chapter 18 type of thing, when we were just starting to be introduced with the COD organization.
You had a hive mind of idiots in your comment section because every time a villain is introduced, it's going to be stronger.
He's going to be strong as fuck.
Yeah.
Again, right now, it seems like a no-brainer. But back then, in chapter 16, this is when no one was even reading the Boruto manga. Everyone thought the manga had reruns. I said, this guy's stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. Everyone's like, you have no idea what you're talking about. It wasn't just this is on Twitter too.
Bro, Twitter's stupid. Just being Twitter, bro. So like, Twitter is just
people really took Aoki at face value.
I feel like
dude got bodied on Father's Day too.
Not the Kawaki. The Kawaki thing, I feel like, was even more like representative. When Kawaki says, I think Naruto is actually stronger than Jigen, everyone was like, Kawaki has no idea. Everyone said Kawaki has absolutely no idea how strong Naruto is. And come to find out, he's not stronger than Jigen at all.
I mean, that was true because Naruto obviously wasn't showing his full power at that moment. So if he was saying that, we took Kawaki word as bond, like, oh shit, Jigen must not know what he got in store for him.
Yeah.
But then you think about it, bro. That nigga juiced up on that 10 tails.
I mean, Naruto had a Sasuke. So
true.
Be like that.
And plus, even Koji calculated the percentages that even if he had Sasuke, dude's gonna lose, and he's calculating it without even knowing that Jigen went to 10 Tails dimension and got 10 Tails chakra to stabilize his body. So even though he says he barely has a slight chance of surviving, much less even getting that win. Let's see. Here it is. Pulled it up. Share my screen.
Wait, my bad. Somebody came to pick up my trash. What happened?
Koji says, did Naruto defeat Jigen? No, there's not even a sliver of a chance of that. And even if Sasuke Uchiha happen to show up, they still have minimal chances of winning. So even says, even with all his big brains, even with everything he knows about Jigen, he calculates and says, they're not beating him. At best, they're weakening him.
I'll tell you, back then people thought Naruto was easily destroying this guy.
Bro, the fandom is idiots. Just gonna say that. I'll just add that.
I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say that.
Fandom, you're idiots.
Because it was right. They don't stand a chance. He was only being realistic based off of what he's seen.
I don't understand how the fandom could not understand when a villain is introduced. 9 times out of 10, the villain is going to be superiorly stronger than.
It's not a fandom. It's the Naruto and Boruto niggas, bro.
Yeah, you got a point there. Yep. You make a good point.
Don't comprehend shit, bro. When it comes to actually going forward in a story,
that's like this new Avengers movie that's supposed to be coming out, Doomsday, and I'm like, oh no, fucking Thor is stronger than Doom. That doesn't make no sense. Then there's no conflict.
Yeah, if that was the case, it would be called Thor 4 instead of Avengers Doomsday. If he was stronger than fucking Doom, you'd be a Thor villain.
And see, I feel sad because as much as we clown on, at least some people clown on Dragon Ball fans, at least when Raditz pulled up, people weren't out here saying, yo, Mercenary Tao could beat Raditz. Or they didn't argue, oh, they nerfed Goku and Piccolo because Gohan for that split second was stronger than them.
Right.
They took it off
like, oh, but the Red Ribbon Army did this, so how can Raditz? I'm like, ain't nobody, bro. What?
They nerfed Piccolo. He didn't go into his giant form.
Like power scaling is always linear and shown.
It's not even power scaling, bro. It's, you know what it is, bro. We 3 hours. It's dick riders. That's what they are. It's a bunch of dick riders, and they mad if it's not going their way.
Now,
Or
see, and I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but Naruto was a loser, and most people they imprinted it's parasocial relationships. They imprinted on Naruto that they thought, okay, this loser became great. I can become great too, and that's why there's such a disconnect with Boruto, because everyone's still to this day mad that Boruto wanted his dad's attention, and it's just weird because
it's like, yeah, what do you want from your dad? Like, what the
yeah,
fuck you mad at this little nigga for wanting his dad to look at him?
exactly. But you know, it's kind of that parasocial relationship where in their mind Naruto can do no wrong. So if someone's against Naruto, even his own son,
bro,
they're gonna get up in arms. And
you
then,
know what's crazy? We saw Naruto literally make a promise to his son and then go ahead and literally drop his daughter's birthday cake in the motherfucking middle of the living room. But the fans was like, nah, Kishimoto, why the fuck would you make Naruto? Nigga, that's how Naruto character is now, bro. That's Naruto's fault. Don't blame Kishimoto. Don't blame Kishimoto. Naruto never showed any qualities of being able to be a great dad. He showed qualities of being able to not give up and being stubborn in situations. Never like, damn, one day this nigga gonna be a great dad.
But even then,
nobody said that, bro.
even
Nobody
then, that's
said that
just
about
being
Naruto.
a dad in general.
Yeah.
You learn as you go. This is
You learn as
Naruto
you
who never even
go.
had a dad, and like you know, Naruto didn't understand that if he had just told Boruto, "Yeah, son, I'm sorry, but I can't be there for Himawari's birthday," Boruto would have been mad, but he would have left it at that. This is Naruto telling Boruto, "Yeah, I'll be there," and then him just not being there.
Yeah, the
And then,
disconnect comes from like how you just said. He didn't have a dad, so people think, oh, Naruto, who didn't have a family, gets a family. He wouldn't share. That's true. A person who doesn't have a family, they probably yearn for a family, but the person never had a fucking family, so they don't know how to treat a family. They gotta learn once they.
And even then, you know, people get busy. People lose sight of things. We gotta remember, this is a Japanese manga made predominantly for a Japanese audience. The amount of times I've seen on Twitter clouding on Naruto, and they'll say, "Oh, they don't even sleep in the same bedroom," but they don't understand. They don't understand Japanese culture, where couples with different sleep schedules don't sleep in the same bedroom. They have separate bedrooms because they don't want to wake their significant other up, or because they have different schedules. So I feel like
that sounds legit. I hate sharing my bed sometimes.
like I feel like there's a disconnect. People don't realize that
our cultures are different.
Like Himawari,
Huge cultural difference.
Like in Japan, kids at that age are self-sufficient. There are kids that age that live alone. But the second they saw Himawari living alone, they started like, I get the meme, it's funny, but they started clowning on Shikamaru and like the whole village for leaving Himawari alone. But like that's
exactly what they did for Naruto.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Exactly. And like I feel like there's a whole complete disconnect. Even Boruto and Naruto's relationship, it was modeled off Kishimoto's relationship with his kid. He was always busy with Naruto, and it strained the relationship with his kid.
Yeah. I heard that he wrote the Boruto manga. It was supposed to mirror his relationship with his kids and stuff. Yeah, because he was too deep into like how Naruto was too deep into being a Hokage. They said that his kids said that he was too deep into being a mangaka.
And I feel like people forget.
It's like it's a real if you think about it, real life, like me speaking from like real life experiences, there's even times where me, like I'm just the uncle. I don't even got no kids of my own. Like my sister got twins, bro. As an uncle, bro, even like when I see these little niggas running around the house and I'll be like, sometimes I'll be doing something or I just be on my own time and they come in, they bust through the room, remind me like they still got the mind of an innocence, right? And they just saying something or like sometimes you be like, bro, hurry up, go close my door or get out of here, do something. And then I gotta remind myself, dang, you being so quick with them, but like you're thinking from your perspective. You're not thinking life from like their perspective where it's like everything is beautiful for them. Everything is yes or no. Everything is like, you know what I'm saying, colorful for them. So like you got to learn to sometimes slow down in life and actually operate and spend time in those moments with these people around you, as opposed to like, yeah, I probably do want to maybe write this report right now, or maybe do this video, or maybe watch this anime episode that I'm trying to do. But at the same time, let me go ahead, pause it. Let me just put my pen down, go downstairs and spend some time with the kids, just because like that's what this shit is about still. So it's like
you can never get time back. That's what it is.
It's literally, yeah, it's like a real life problem, like people actually deal with, not just like emotional, like fictional characters. So it's completely understandable that the balance isn't right there for Naruto when he gets his
100%.
parentage. But and the thing, even with Boruto, he's like, before Naruto even became Hokage, at the very least, like he had fun training with Naruto, and whenever Naruto came home from missions, he was always there to spend time with him and Himawari. So it's like the balance changes as life progresses, and you
What
just gotta understand, you gotta figure that out as the day goes by. Bro.
100%. Like the whole disconnect was Boruto going from having his dad's full attention to having
To not
only
having
a
it at
tiny
all. Yeah.
amount. And like
Yeah,
I feel like
having a
people
little tiny
forget.
amount.
I feel like people forget that Naruto is supposed to have flaws. If he's depicted as a human, he's supposed to have flaws. He's supposed to keep growing and learning as a character. And part of being an adult is trying to manage your time. You have Naruto who has this important job, who's trying to find a balance between work and home life. And I feel like people aren't giving it
work home life balance.
yeah, and I feel like people aren't just they're just seeing they're just seeing the face value of, oh no, this is my favorite character. What do you mean he's not perfect? What do you mean? Oh, it must be Boruto's fault or it must be the author's fault. No, they're trying to depict a realistic growth in progression where Naruto did try to learn and did get better at balancing his life schedule. And in turn, Boruto realized that, yeah, my dad's going to be busy sometimes. That's just how life goes. And we also got to remember that this is a new era. Back in the day, the Kages, they couldn't really care about family too much. They had to deal with the village first. It was your village, then your family. Look at Asuma and Hiruzen.
How many the Kages had an actual family though? Like the only one I can really think of is Minato. All the rest of them didn't really have a family.
You got to remember Hiruzen.
The first
he had
Hokage,
Asuma.
the first, third, and fourth Hokages. The second and fifth didn't.
Well, I
guess
they just didn't put too much emphasis on their family, I should say.
It's split.
But,
yeah, it's like
but
it's
they do talk about it though. They do talk about it. Asuma was kind of the Boruto character. He was rebellious, and he didn't really mesh with his dad. And let's see, I can find it.
Yeah, he became a Guardian 12 because of his estranged relationship with.
Yeah, Hiruzen. And then even in Hiruzen's funeral, where Asuma finally makes peace. Yeah, you were a good dad. Like I learned that kind of too late.
You trying to find the chapter?
Yeah.
Unrelated, why I do that? Do you think he would have surpassed the third Hokage if he never died?
Fuck
no. He was weak as fuck.
Yeah,
that was weak. I was just watching the video talking about how weak he was. I was like, you know what? You right. Whoever you are, he was pretty damn weak.
Heck no.
But I mean, he did lose somebody with immortality though. So
yeah. But hey, rule number 7 of the Hidden Leaf rule book: immortality just means you could get beat up longer.
Yeah, you can get the hands longer. That's all it means.
That's all it means, bro.
Yep. Unless you're Deadpool. Bro, I was watching. I had watched this a couple days ago. I think it was the second Deadpool or some shit like that. Yo, they decapitated bro from half his body. He lost his legs and everything. And then like the next scene, you watch him. He's sitting on the couch with the littlest legs ever.
Oh yeah, with the baby fish, with the baby limbs. That shit.
Because his legs regenerated, but they regenerate slow as hell. That shit was funny, bro.
You wanna know what's crazy? I'm thinking they might bring some characters from that X-Men verse in the Deadpool's 2 into Doomsday. Like that might be. I don't know.
Deadpool's definitely gonna be in Doomsday, bro.
Yeah, I know he's gonna be in Doomsday, but I'm talking about like the X-Men that are gonna be there. Like, is it gonna be the X-Men from his universe or like the original Fox X-Men? I think it might be a blend of both because we gonna get Gambit, and Gambit is technically from Deadpool's verse, but he wasn't part of the Fox X-Men. But we know we gonna get Fox X-Men too.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. Like you talking about like
I mean, not because we got the original Cyclops and we got the original Professor X. They already confirmed to be in the movie. And the original Nightcrawler, he's already Alan Cumming. He's done interviews about the scenes.
Good, because I hate the new Nightcrawler, bro. That nigga sucks.
Alan Cumming's coming back to play his role.
That's dope. I like that. But I was gonna say though, like I don't know, because like
I can't find the page.
Because they got a new Storm, they got a new like a whole bunch of characters they replace, and then Deadpool, like the X-Men and Deadpool, they're not even all the X-Men. Like if you watch it, like Deadpool even jokes around that they didn't have enough money to afford the rest of the characters.
To afford the actual. That's what I'm saying. Like they might bring in some of those characters. I think they should though, because like the niggas like like X-23 and Gambit and them, like they already like they
Well,
merged them
X-23 is a little girl from Logan,
from
right?
the Logan series,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Gambit just came out of nowhere from Deadpool.
Well,
Yeah,
what's his
X-23.
name
Yeah,
that
so like
plays
you
Gambit?
got
He been
hurt, and
trying to
then
play Gambit for forever though, so he didn't really come out of nowhere.
he has been. He's that's what I'm saying. He technically the Deadpool verse because he was in the same situation Ryan Reynolds was in. They both was trying to play these characters, and the companies wasn't rocking with it, or it was just too complicated or complex. But with him, you got him. What's the name? X-23. You can bring them in, and then I think the shorty from Deadpool 2, like the girl that Zazie Beetz played, Zazie Beetz, that her character, and then the other character with the silver nigga as well, like the girl with the short hair, and then the all silver dude.
Yeah,
Like I'm thinking they could bring them in, but for a fact, we know we getting the original Cyclops, the original Nightcrawler, and original Professor X, and then we already saw Beast from like the end of Marvels. So I don't know, like we don't see X-Men characters technically from 3 different universes in Marvel movies. So I don't know what the hell they finna do in Doomsday.
Well, I mean, honestly, Doomsday, they're playing with timelines, so they can do something like that.
They can.
Or
I've
they
been
can bring
seeing
it
because
to
I've been
timeline.
seeing they saying because what's the name? Damson Idris, he's been in talks to be the new Black Panther for years now.
Yes.
So I'm seeing like I don't think he's gonna be T'Challa, but I've been seeing like some
Nah,
shit
he's
like
supposed to play T'Challa's son though.
Yeah, I'm about to say he might could play T'Challa's son from the future. Like he just came back from the past. I'm like, low key, that could work.
Yeah.
Work.
I gotta get back. I gotta watch the one series that I haven't got started watching, which is weird, is Black Panther. I gotta get my Black Panther. Nah, I seen the first Black Panther. The second one.
Oh, you ain't seen Wakanda Forever?
No, I didn't. Like, I'm not even gonna say it was boring. I think I was just too lifted when I went to the movies because I fell asleep during the funeral.
Nah, it'd be like that.
Yeah,
That shit hard.
so like,
I love Wakanda. I ain't gonna lie. I love Shuri's iteration of being the Black Panther. Her character is amazing, bro. And yeah,
which one is that?
I ain't watched the Ironheart series, but Ironheart was good in that movie as well.
Which one is that? Who? Wait, you gotta give me a.
Shuri. That's Black Panther's sister.
Oh, okay, got you. The
girl,
not the super smart one, right?
Yeah, the computer tech girl.
Oh, the super smart one then. Okay.
Yeah. She got great character development in Wakanda Forever. So that's why I love that movie. And yeah, like I said, Ironheart was cool. I ain't watched the Ironheart series. I'm probably gonna get around to it one of these days, maybe.
They say it's trash.
Yeah, that's all. I'm not too pressed about it. I'm not gonna say because of what the word is around it, but like just if I get to it, I might get to it. It's like one of those, like I ain't watched Shang-Chi until like last year.
Bro, Shang-Chi was fire,
it's
bro.
It's a fire.
That movie is fucking lit. I just watched that last night.
Yeah.
I think last night. Or when I asked you about it in the text.
Them niggas are boxing, bro.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is probably like one. I'm not gonna say the best because I always say that when I like.
Nah, that nigga, the Legend of the 10 Hands. He said, "Let's run these bitches."
Yo, but that was a good ass movie though. I was not I always was seeing on Disney Plus, and I would skip over.
Nah, Shang-Chi, Eternals, those are like some of the great
underrated ones.
Talked about these, but they were like one of the better Marvel movies.
But Shang-Chi, like if you watch it all the way to the end, it's gonna play a big part in the future. Because
of that beacon. They had that.
Yeah, they had a beacon sending a signal from the Ten Rings, and then like the Ten Rings, his dad found it like 1,000 years ago. But with Banner and the rest of them who was in there like studying the rings, it was like it's giving off a signature like it's way older than 1,000 years old.
So that's the thing. You watched what's the name, right? Did you watch Miss Marvel?
Yes, I did. I watched. Wait,
not the Marvel.
I watched Captain Marvel.
So Miss Marvel, the show, I think it's either at the end of her show or is it at the end of Marvel's? But at the end of her show, I think it's the connection there because her Bengals also kind of sent off a beacon as well.
Yeah.
So it was gonna be like a whole thing where like her Bengals and then the rings for Shang-Chi and then Monica Rambeau, like they were going to be like some of the 3 major components. Well, they're still going to be important right now for Doomsday, but like, especially when it was going to be called Kang's Dynasty, like they were going to be some of the major ones to connect like the truth behind the Bengals and its relations with Kang and its multiverse. But even now, like Dr. Doom he still needs certain things to complete his plan. So like, the beacon going off can still be his thing where like that beacon going off from Shang-Chi is a way for him to connect with like Kamala Khan and the other Marvels. And eventually like that can be the group to help save Monica Rambeau and shit like that.
Bro, like talking about what was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn, it's just like
Nigga said
completely slipped
Ironheart
my
was good.
mind.
Don't believe the BS. I might check it out.
Yeah, I'm believing the BS. I'm
Yeah,
believing.
I ain't gonna rush to like, oh, Ironheart episode 1. But if one of these
I'm
days I might
believing
be
the
compelled
BS.
to.
No, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say though, bro. I was gonna say something crazy. Oh man, I forgot. Never mind.
Was it about the beacon, the connection with the Bengals or the Ten Rings?
Nah, yeah, I mean it was something that had to do with that, but I just can't remember what the hell I was gonna say. Shit, I can't remember. It's like I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember. Maybe you'll say something that's gonna like spark my memory again, but I can't remember.
I feel that. Yeah, bro, I'm ready for that shit. Doomsday. Hey, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna watch Avatar: Fire and Ash when it drops. Hey, side note, Avatar: Way of the Water was actually good. But I'm saying all of this to say because the rumor is that the first Doomsday trailer to the public is gonna be released for the Avatar: Fire and Ash movie.
Now I know what I was gonna say.
What happened?
Nothing to do with what you were just talking about.
Nah, go
Bro.
ahead.
Kang, I finally watched the Ant-Man Quantumania, right?
Yeah.
Bro, Jonathan Majors, dope ass actor, bro.
I was telling you,
Kang,
like,
the way he played
Kang,
Kang, bro. Oh man, bro. I was like, yo, this dude is like a really good fucking actor. Like, I was not expecting it to be that good, though.
I know you don't like Loki, but when he plays, because one of his
I kind of grew to love Loki though, because I was watching all the Thors the other day too. And I kind of grew
I'm
to
about
like
to say,
Loki,
because
bro.
when he's in Loki, bro, he's even like, I ain't gonna lie.
Don't he like run all the timelines or some shit like that in Loki? Like at the end?
Bro, they give him, I'm not gonna spoil it, but he's plays two specific characters in the Loki show. And
bro,
it's like, bro, this nigga. All right, so just because, the original Kang, the original Avengers 5 was, before it was Doomsday, it was going to be called Kang Dynasty.
Kang's Dynasty,
so, yeah, basically all these different Kangs. So you had the Kang,
the Council of Kang.
The Kang. So you had the Kang who lost to the Ant-Man from Quantumania.
Right.
You had the He Who Remains from season 1 of Loki, basically the nigga who runs the entire timeline of the world.
Fuck,
and shit like that.
Watch Loki now. God damn it.
Yeah, and then you got other one, basically, this nigga called Victor Timely. He's another variant. Basically, he was on a path to become He Who Remains.
Right.
And then you got the three Kangs, like the King Tut, and then I forgot his names, but those three from the Council of Kings, those was going to be like the main 6 niggas, and then obviously like everybody else, all those other thousands of Kangs. But them 3 niggas, the main 6, because it's like, I'm still trying to find videos that give me an answer to this question to this day. But the way, because in Quantumania, Kang describes that, there was a war, he's banished, right? And shit like that. And then in season 1, Loki, He Who Remains kind of gives the same backstory that lets you think, like, obviously he's a Kang variant, but lets you think like he's literally the Kang the Conqueror that we see in Ant-Man Quantumania, because he talks about how the fact that he won the war, and there was a sacrifice he had to make, which the whole reason why he created this entire timeline, he separated it from the multiverse. So now the entire Kang Council can't see where he's at. But it's like, I don't know if like He Who Remains eventually became Kang the Conqueror, or Kang the Conqueror eventually becomes He Who Remains. You know what I'm trying to say? Like a reverse thing. Like one of them becomes the other, but I don't know who the fuck is who first.
Well, I mean, it would depends. Like when in the timeline is the Loki series? When in the timeline does the Loki series take place?
That's the thing. When Loki starts in season 1, it's from Endgame. Basically, in Endgame, when they go back in time, when Tony Stark and Captain America go back in time to the New York to get the Tesseract, and then we see Loki disappear. Remember?
Yeah.
So Loki season 1 picks up right there when that Loki, he disappears, but he jumps into the TVA, and within the TVA, essentially there is no time. So technically, Loki season 1 is taking place. Yeah, it's taking place outside of time. So everything is like it conjectures. But then He Who Remains' whole plan was basically to have the entire MCU timeline go how it happens, from like Age of Ultron, from Thor, from Hulk, Iron Man. All of this happened accordingly, all just so he can get Loki to meet him to eventually take his throne. But then it's like he already speaks as if he went through the multiverse war. He won it, but now he's doing all of this to prevent a multiverse war. So it's
that's fucking confusing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It got confusing. It led me to believe like either Kang the Conqueror becomes He Who Remains, or He Who Remains was Kang the Conqueror and he simply just split off. and shit. Yeah, it just got confusing, bro.
Well, the reason why I said depends on where Loki, the series falls in the timeline is because he ended up there in the quantum realm or whatever when they banished him there or whatever. So like, if that was leading up from Loki to that portion to the Quantumania movie, then it could have just been beforehand, and that's how he ended up in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Or like you said, but they the Council of Kings said he died, so it's not.
That's the thing. When they like, are they talking about the Ant-Man who died in Quantumania, or are they talking about the variant who died in Loki season 1?
I think they're talking about the one in Quantumania, honestly.
We also got to remember in the quantum realm, time works differently. Yeah. So you can have all these aberrations, and they're from different moments of time. So like if I had to, I'm going to use the Flash as an example. So if you guys watch CW Flash, you have Reverse Flash.
It was me, Barry.
Reverse Flash dies so many different times, but you can have another Reverse Flash who's from an earlier point in time appear in a later point in time. So like in season 9, you have an earlier Reverse Flash appear to current Barry, even though he's dead later on in the timeline. It's just because when you're messing with time, things become weird. Even with the Sabotage situation, you have future time remnant Barry Allen already being beaten, but also being in the past trying to prevent himself from getting sealed.
That's the thing, though. No, go ahead.
And then with the Kang situation, once He Who Remains got clapped, you have these other timelines where you can find other aberrations of him now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With even though a version of him is dead, now you're open to all these different timelines and all these different points in time where you can find different remnants of him or different versions of him.
That's true.
That's the thing, yeah. So it's like because the way they build it up, it seems like both Kang the Conqueror and He Who Remains were in the multiversal war. It's like they have memories from it. It's just that with He Who Remains, he won and he became the person that be at the end of all time to manipulate the MCU timeline. And Kang the Conqueror, he got banished to the quantum realm. So it's like, is that the result of the same war, or were each of those wars at different points in the timeline and just had different results?
Bro, that's why I don't like. I think that the MCU was doing great with it, but I hate time travel. Bro.
Yeah,
I hate shows who do multiversal things.
It got
and
ridiculous.
Stuff.
It got
so
ridiculous with Loki.
Like,
but it's good to the point. But yeah, it's ridiculous at this point.
I mean, the Flash did say the more you do it, the less sense it makes.
Facts, it does, because it's like this most nonsensical thing ever. And like, it don't matter what show does it or what media does it, it just always falls to chaos.
Yeah, that's why that's the main. Like, I love the idea of Doomsday, but that's why the main. Like, it took me forever to get over the fact that they fired Jonathan Majors, because like you see the mental backflips I'm doing in my head. I'm so mad. I'm like, bro, if we would have got King Dynasty, I would have had answers to all of these fucking questions. But now I'm just stuck in limbo, and I'm never probably gonna know. They might.
They said that they might bring Jonathan Majors back though.
That's what I'm saying. They might only touch on it in Doomsday. Like, if they give us fleshed out answers, I'm fine. Like, the main thing I want to know is He Who Remains and Kang the Conqueror. Are they one and the same, or is this simply just two variants? Like, that's what I want to know, bro. Like, I want to fucking know this.
Ask ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
I mean,
because when I be watching the movies and shit, and I be so fucking confused, bro. ChatGPT, my best friend.
Even AI says they're two different variants of the same person, but AI says like they're different. But I'm like, bro, these niggas' backstory is too like beat for beat and matching. And I know I'm talking about the same variant, which is kind of crazy, which makes it like it's even more redundant. But it's like, nah, bro. Like, these niggas gotta have. I don't know, bro. He Who Remains said he won the war and he separated the MCU timeline. That's what he said. And then in Quantumania, we literally see the Council of Kings say the timeline branches are beginning to touch, meaning that somebody's death, be it Kang the Conqueror or He Who Remains, allowed for the other timeline to then meet with the other multiverse. So, he won the war. Did he kill all the other kings, or did he win the war and separate himself, simply just escape? Like, I don't know what the fuck is going down.
Bro, here, this is what ChatGPT just told me right now. All right, so it says, I asked the question that you asked. Oh, my bad. Hold on. I'll put is King the Conqueror and He Who Remains the same from the same timeline. It says yes, King the Conqueror, He Who Remains are technically the same person, but from different timelines. He Who Remains is a variant of King. In other words, he's one version of Nathaniel Richards, the man who becomes king in most universes. So most is a keyword. King the Conqueror is another variant, one who embraces conquest, war, and domination across timelines. So both come from the same original timeline at some point, but when the multiverse split, different versions of Nathaniel Richards made different choices, creating separate timelines and identities. To simplify, He Who Remains equals the king who ended the multiversal war and created the TVA to preserve the timeline. King the Conqueror is the king who lost or wasn't in control yet and wants to rebuild the multiverse his way through force. Think of them like alternate versions of the same person from different branches of time.
That's the thing. Did that fucking war happen the same? Like, dude, He Who Remains and King the Conqueror know each other. Like, oh, that's the nigga that was in the war. Or is it where it's like, there's this one war that happens, and then the timeline split. He Who Remains did that, and King the Conqueror did that. But reason why that wouldn't make sense is literally because He Who Remains said he won the fucking multiversal war. So winning only means you killed your opponents or your enemies. But
well, I mean,
he secluded their timeline to where now it can't. So how did you win the war if you're still in hiding from the other multiverse?
I mean, if this makes any sense right here, it says, I was asking, do they know each other? They was like, they don't personally know each other in the traditional sense because I can't see that. Because the versions exist in its own timeline or universe. However, all claims, including He Who Remains and King the Conqueror, share the same origin. So they start from the same point, but they just branch off from there.
But that's the thing also, though. At one point in his origin, he literally, before the war starts, they are all meeting up with each other to share ideas. So, like, Kang is still meeting himself across dimensions and timelines. Like, each Kang has the same, like, they start off in their own world trying to figure things out, and then, boom, they eventually realize there's a multiverse, and then, boom, they eventually realize there's other thems out there. And then once they realize that, then they start having that whole entire Conqueror persona where most of them eventually turn into a King the Conqueror, and that led to the multiverse war. So it's like, I'm not even worried about if he was one of the evil ones that influenced the war, or he was just one of the ones that was there like, yeah, let's combine our ideas. And then all of a sudden, 70% of them on the other side was like, hey, we fighting the war now. And he just ended up to be the one that ended. I'm not even worried about that. I'm more so worried about, like, if that's the case of how that happened, that has to mean that King the Conqueror and He Who Remained fought in the same war. Because if not, then it's like they're breaking it off to where it's like there's multiple multiverses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It will be multiple multiverses, whereas opposed to it's just one multiverse and infinite amount of Kangs. Nah, it's gonna be multiple multiverses and an infinite amount of Kangs, which is like redundant.
Yeah.
But it's so good that I have to keep up with all of this shit. Like, I'm glad I don't know the answer to these, but it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, with Jonathan Major is fucking up. It's you're probably gonna have a whole bunch of questions that's left unanswered because they don't have a whole movie dedicated to King right now. I like
bro.
If Doomsday, hopefully we get like at least an hour dedicated to King on Doomsday.
That's why people like, oh, we're getting Doomsday. I'm like, bro, no, man, we can get Doomsday whenever. Like, bring back King Dynasty. I need to see what's like. They built all of these movies, all these shows up. I'm trying to see why Victor Timely, He Who Remains, and King the Conqueror are all different. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, he should never pick that white girl up and put her in the car.
Oh my gosh, bro! It just
literally. I was watching that shit again. He literally picked her up and placed.
Niggas gotta listen. Cat Williams said it just takes one weekend and bring your ass down, brother.
He was running. The funniest part about that video is he was running and she was walking, and she was hawking his ass down walking, bro. I was like, what the fuck? This dude running, looking behind him and shit. She just funny, walking, bro. Like fucking like Jason and shit. I was like, yo, this is funny as hell, man.
Bro, that shit was very I was like, nah, bro. I felt like I was the only person thinking that at the same time, like, bro, I just need y'all let's just leave it alone, guys. Let's just let Jonathan focus on MCU and move it forward. But they had to let this nigga go, bro.
Remember when I was telling you, I was like, bro, they need to start filming like King the Conqueror already? That's why I thought they started filming King the Conqueror, is because he was in Ant-Man. I ain't never seen the last Ant-Man. So I was like, bro, I swear I seen like, videos on YouTube where he's playing King.
Because it was when Ant-Man came out, it was like two sides. Everybody hated the movie because it was not a great movie, but also
Yeah,
everybody was
pretty
like,
good.
that's the thing.
All
Everybody
right.
was like, I ain't gonna lie, Jonathan Majors is the only reason why this movie is good. That was like the main. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Jonathan
It's not
Majors
that.
did make the movie, bro.
Yeah,
Jonathan
the
Majors, and
movie
then
itself is not that great, but Jonathan Majors saved that movie for sure. Hands down.
what's name's wife? She made the movie pretty good too. I can't remember
I
her
mean, yeah,
name.
she's a great actress.
Yeah,
She
she's a
is a
good
great
one.
actress.
She's good.
Jonathan Majors got that type of acting where it's like, yeah, he can carry an entire film. Like even with Loki season 1 is good. With season 2, I ain't gonna lie, bro. His portrayal of Victor Time, like it's annoying because of like how he actually is presenting this character and the flaws that this character has. He has a speech impediment, but it's like, bro, every night I'm like, bro, I be forgetting this is still Jonathan Majors. This nigga is crazy talented, bro.
Oh, he is talented, bro.
He
The
is
fact that he can
talented.
play different personalities and everything, and like he
Yeah.
gave that like with Kang, like he played a good confused role. He played a good conqueror. Like he was like he had that intimidation factor about him. Like everything. Like he was able to embody everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nah, for sure. I was like, I didn't even know that was the first time I ever seen him acting, and I was like, oh, this dude is actually really fucking
One of the
good.
first times one of my first projects I seen him in was, I don't know if y'all seen this movie, is The Harder They Fall. It's like a black cowboy movie. Idris Elba's in it also. Yeah, that was one of my first Jonathan Majors movie, and I was like, bro, this nigga Jonathan Majors can act.
Yeah,
The Harder They Fall is a great movie. It's one of those cool little cowboy back in the day movies.
Yeah, I never seen it before.
Shit hard. But yeah, we hopefully get some Doomsday content from him soon. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be at the theaters. But yeah, anyways, I said all that at the beginning. But yeah, that's the whole reason why I started. Like I kept up, and I just recently finished today, I think, or yesterday, one of the days. I finished Avatar: Way of Water. That's the second Avatar movie. That shit was good. The first two movies, like they're 3-hour movies, but it reminded me, like, when Avatar first came out, I was a kid, so I was like, yeah, it's just these blue Avatar people, but like the actual story of Avatar.
Oh,
like,
bro, I'm thinking you talking about like Aang Avatar. You talking about the
if
Avatar?
I'm talking about the Last Airbender, you're gonna know I'm talking about the Last Airbender. I love
wait, hold on. They got sequels to that?
the blue Avatar.
To the first Avatar?
The third movie is about to drop in December. Fire and Ash.
Yo, I never knew that because the first Avatar was really fucking good, bro. I love that movie.
Yeah, I barely remember. That shit came out when I was a kid.
I was a kid too, but it was like I saw it on bootleg. I remember that. It was really fucking good.
When I'm watching the second one, is like it does enough to where like it reminds you a lot of the things that happened in the first movie. And the second, I ain't gonna lie, Way of Water was a good movie. And I'm gonna keep it a beam. At first I was getting my tickets to Fire and Ash because I want to see the Doomsday trailer and the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, but now I need to see what's going down in Avatar Fire and Ash for sure. Pause.
There's a Doomsday trailer.
Oh yeah, that's why I started the conversation. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see Avatar because the rumor is the first Doomsday trailer is going to be at the screening for Avatar Fire and Ash.
Oh, okay. Bro, I was about to go on YouTube and look it up. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Nah. You got to
There's a Doomsday trailer? I ain't seen it yet.
But yeah,
because I've been seeing on YouTube, they be having a fake
tickets.
ass clickbait videos. It was like, oh, the new trailer to Doomsday or whatever. And I watch it. I'm like, bro, you fucking clickbaiting me like a motherfucker, bro.
Because I was gonna get the tickets and be like, if they show the trailer, I'm gonna watch it, boom, and then 9 times out of 10, I might just walk out the theater. But then I'm like, but do I want to do that? And then on top of that, what if they don't show the trailer? So I was like, fuck it, let me watch Avatar real quick.
Wait, hold on. My boy was about to pay. I don't know how much the movie costs in Texas, but it's just expensive here. My boy was about to pay full price for a movie just to see a trailer, which is insanity.
Oh yeah, you know how many people are gonna do that this December? Look it up, bro. A lot of people are MCU.
Die hard, yo, bro. I'm a fan, but I am not doing that, bro. Avatar, I gotta watch the full movie. I can't just.
Avatar is already so popular, so a lot of people are already gonna see the movie. So I'm trying to see how many people are gonna be there because they know it's gonna be a Spider-Man and a Doomsday trailer.
Bro, if that's true, Avatar is just one of the smartest people, or one of the smartest movie team, or whatever ever. Because they like play that in the beginning, so most people can come here and see our movie, even if they don't see it. That's still going to count to our ticket sales, though. So like,
I think that's how they did it reverse. Like for one of the last big MCU movies. Well, was it? Yeah. So for Fantastic Four: First Steps, that's when we got the first Avatar Fire and Ash movie trailer.
I have not watched any of the Fantastic Four movies, just to keep it a buck with you.
Nah, that's I'm saying like for like MCU projects. I'm talking Fantastic Four First Step, the one that just came out.
No,
Like,
I'm just saying I've never watched none of the
well,
Fantastic Four.
for MC, whatever. What's Avatar? Whether they Fox or Sony, they got some type of thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, they got some type of thing where like the MCU did the Fantastic Four, and that's when the first Fire and Ash trailer came out. So everybody was like, "Oh, Fire and Ash." So now Fire and Ash is dropping in December. Everybody's like, "Oh snap!" MCU is about to drop their Doomsday and Spider-Man trailer for the Fire and Ash. So it's kind of like, "Oh, you scratch my back, I scratch yours."
Oh yeah, it is Fox.
Yeah, Avatar Fox. Yeah, so yeah, Fox.
Bro,
Fox
I put on Google as Avatar Fox. It says no, Avatar is not a Fox, but a film franchise that was originally distributed by 20th Century Fox. They talking about a fox like an animal, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, however, Disney acquired 20th Century Fox in 2019, which I didn't know. Disney now owns the rights to the franchise, continues to distribute the films through a subsidiary, 20th Century Studios. So I can find this Avatar movie on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's why I watched Way of the Water.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out, bro. Because like I said, the first Avatar was really good. I like that shit. I didn't know that they was gonna come out with a sequel to it though.
Yeah, the reason why I ain't gonna lie, when it came out in theaters years ago, like a couple years ago, I went to watch it with my homegirl, and I forgot. I'm trying to remember. It was either for this movie or it was for the Batman. When we had went to the movies, and then at the time she had left her son with one of her friends at the crib, and then her friend kept hitting her up while we was at the movie, like, "Yo, yeah." Basically, we had to leave the movie early so I could take her home to go to her son. But I think it was for Avatar: Way of the Water, and it was at a point in the movie I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna eventually come back and watch this shit." And I literally just watched it like 2 days ago. But yeah, that shit is, it was hard, bro. I rocks with it now. I guess you could say I'm not just the Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. I'm an Avatar Blue People fan now also. So,
Avatar Blue People.
yeah, the nigga Jake Sully and the Sullys.
Nah, I ain't even going cap, bro. I'm starting to get sleepy. I'm gonna have to like what do you call it, Bar? What kind of leave is it called again?
He's out of here. He's like, he did a real Irish leave.
Oh, he didn't.
He was like, yeah, last 2 times I announced it, this time I'm out.
Nah, bro. I was thinking about it.
Nah, I'm gonna have to do a good old Irish exit, bro. I'm gonna talk to y'all on the next pod. Thank you, Ryzen, for joining us, bro.
Hey, I'll talk to y'all later. As always, it's always been a pleasure.
Yeah. Facts. Oh, Ryzen, last thing, tiny question, I guess. Give like a 2-second response. Kitamaki has a theory that Boruto might be Shibai. Do you think it's possible?
Yeah. We talked about this in the last pod, I think.
We definitely talked about this. Yo, about to say, bro, no way.
I didn't bring it up with Ryzen. I thought, bro, with the pod, but not Ryzen. My bad. All right.
Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us and shit. My bad. Thanks for joining us. If you can, like, comment, subscribe if you're watching this later on. Shout out to all the members: Shells Blunt, Mike C, Jaji, Ready SD, Millennium Kage, and TL Spencer Jr. We're gonna catch y'all next week.
Nigga never fails. It's always gonna be 4 hours we do this.
I will say we try to do 2 hours. Gang says we're gonna leave at 10:15. Ain't none of that happened.
It's 11:15. I went an hour over. I'm not gonna lie.
And we about to go another half an hour over because that just fucked up my intro.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that fucked up my outro.
All right, y'all.
That literally fucked up my outro.
Oh,
the Irish exits.
He said, "All right, y'all. You know what? Fuck it. All right, y'all. Y'all stay up, bro.
You too, bro. Later, Ryzen." Fucked up my outro. Peace out, people.